We are entering the fiery zone. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Midwest Jet, where we talk about our shitty franchises and how bad they are and how good we think they are one week and how bad they are the next week. I'm joined with my good pals, Danes Marps.
Go Seahawks.
G-Man Jazz.
Officially, unofficially, officially.
Last but not least, a new father of two. Gobo,
Congrats.
welcome back.
Thank you, everybody. I haven't slept in 8 days. Life with a newborn, but thank you so much, and I want to thank Dane for filling in for me last week. He's a heck of a guy. I don't know how fair it is having two Seahawks fans on the program, but I am back and ready to remedy that mistake.
All right. Don't forget, we do the Tell the Truth. End of the show, Ricky's picks. Keep playing along. Keep betting your money, but responsibly. Please bet responsibly. We always start off the news. Well, I don't know if we always do, but this season it seems like we have with prime time. It's not as interesting.
No, it is. It really is. His
It is.
press conferences post-game are must-see TV. You don't watch the game, you got to watch his press conferences. And for some reason, you watch NFL press conferences, right? And you're always like, ask him the hard questions, and they never ever do. They never ask the hard questions in the NFL in the press conferences. It's all locals that are just trying to stay in the good graces of the coach.
Even keel, yeah.
Gets future That's not the way it goes in Colorado, my friends.
I mean,
they ask the hard questions, like what, like you fired this guy in the middle of the week and he wasn't on the field. You changed. He's like, and they're totally throwing him like right there, and he has to answer, and he's like, he doesn't have answers. He's just like, no. It's fantastic. It's must-see TV, and I don't know. I'm a huge fan of the press conferences at the very least.
I don't know. I didn't watch the Oregon State game. I'm kind of over it. I think that me, like most Coloradans, bought into the Coach Prime hype. You definitely could tell from the way I talked about it at the beginning of the season. But I remember after the UCLA game, Prime's just over there like hugging Chip Kelly, like taking pictures with people, big smile on his face. And it's just like, dude, you just lost. Like, so I don't know. I feel like Prime is just more along for the ride of all of this than he really is. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he wants to win, but it's just, he doesn't seem to have what it takes.
I mean, I'm gonna be on the more pro Dion side. I'm gonna say, first year, Colorado won one game in the last 10 years combined. He comes there and everyone is going ape shit. No one was talking about Colorado football for the last decade, and now you're selling merch. All publicity is good publicity, quote unquote.
I want to wait for Jess to respond if he has anything, but I definitely want to make a counterpoint to what you're saying.
Go, yeah. G-Man.
I didn't know you were done with your point. Were you?
I mean, yeah, I am. I mean, I'm just like, hey, we all knew what we were getting.
My point is primetime is fucking awesome on Tecmo Bowl, guys. And he was a great punt returner and a great corner. And at this point, it's all entertainment. And I mean, so he has the attention of everyone. So it's what it is. Entertainment.
He's on Dallas on Tecmo Bowl, right?
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Oh, he's on the Falcons. He's on the Falcons.
Really? Oh man, I gotta bust out my Tecmo Bowl.
Old school.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, this started out like a whirlwind before they even set foot on the field. Then they beat the
defending runner-up.
The defending runner-up, right? And then they won again, and this thing was just snowballing. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, they beat the brakes off Nebraska.
But now, under the light, and we were all thinking he's going to have any recruit that he wants, right? It's like this. Everybody in the world's going to want to play there, and as time goes on, I was thinking this is the worst they're ever going to be. He's already committed Shedeur to coming back next season. He didn't even give his son a chance to respond. He said, "My son is coming back." He's like,
both of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, and we're looking at right now, I don't believe this is true, but right now he would be a first round pick in the top 10 is where they're projecting him. And I don't, trust me, I see many better quarterbacks than that. But yeah, if you look on a lot of mock
I
drafts,
disagree with that, and
I disagree with it. But on a lot of mock drafts,
yeah.
he's like
I've seen him up there.
Yeah, he's like number 2 or 3 quarterback, and I'm just like,
Oh.
maybe next draft. But I'm wondering as this thing goes on, and there's as many people that see it as a joke as they do see it as it was for everybody in the first couple weeks. Just like, holy shit.
Do you think this is how it was at the last school he was at when he first went there? They're like, oh, Deion's going to come in here and be Mr. Savior of our school. And then 5 years later, that school has a $1 million practice facility, weight room, blah, blah. And then he says, you know what? I've done my deed. Time to move on to greener pastures and bigger. Maybe not greener, bigger. And now he's trying the same thing. Give him 4 or 5 years before we all say, well,
he's going to do fine. He'll be fine. I'm just saying, is he going to get every single 5-star recruit? No, I think a lot of those people now are going to be like, "That's a joke. I don't want to go there."
It's going. I think it is definitely the right personality to go there, and I think there's enough of those out there, even if they're 3 or 4-star, and he gets some 5-star. I mean, like we're saying, that's way better than they've been. Build it, and I think him speaking for his son shows, hey, I mean, they're going to have full faith in him because he's got him to being this point of D1 athletes. I'm not that he should speak for him, but I'm sure they're okay with it because it's their dad, and look where they're at. So
look at this, Jess. You have a Nolan as your son, right? Let's say Nolan is a teenager right now. He's getting into football and starting to be recruited. Prime's going to come to your house. You're going to take that call. You're going to be like, your boy's going to be like, who the fuck is Prime? Who is Deion Sanders? You'll be like, no, come on over. You'll be like, how are you doing, sir? I mean,
I don't know. I think our kids are going to know who he is from his football career. I mean, we know, I know we're fucking football nerds, but like, we know about players that existed before. Like I wasn't alive when Bart Starr played or Johnny Unitas, but I'm still like aware of them.
Yeah, but you're not lining up to get in Bart Starr's college team.
Yeah, but the difference is
Bart Starr was a terrible coach too.
The difference is I'm not primetime. Primetime's kids know who primetime is. They've been around everyone who has worshipped their dad their entire lives, and he has showed them the way of primetime, and it's gotten them to the upper level of D1 at this point. And he's saying, "You're staying one more year." They're obviously on full board with primetime. So if my son was D1 in football, I mean, I didn't. It's not because of me.
I just want to make one more point because I know we're staying on this for a long time, but I think that you guys are forgetting. You're talking about Deion's kids, but they got a kid on the Buffaloes, Travis Hunter, who, when he does eventually declare for the draft, will be a top 10 pick. Whether he's at safety, whether he's at wide receiver, I mean, I don't know. I would say he's probably defense in the NFL. He's a little bit small for a wide receiver, but I mean, he could play slot, so who knows? And he, like I said, he's one of the better players in college football.
No doubt.
Awesome. All right, well, yeah.
Only a sophomore, though.
So, hey, like I said, Colorado next couple of years. Look out, man.
Look out, man.
That's why the Suns would want to stay, too, if he's there another year. Why not stay one more year?
Yeah, like I said, Dad, we got you.
And
speaking of coaches, literally, 10 minutes after we all hung up last week, I literally went downstairs. Josh McDaniels hit the road.
I'm kind of glad we had to wait a week to talk about all the shit's coming out.
Yeah.
About it. I mean, we could spend the whole show just talking about that, and all the.
Don't talk about the Patriots, Antonio. What the? You heard this, Jeff? Did you hear this, Jeff? G-Man, you should.
Antonio, I heard that The only thing I heard was Tom Brady completely avoided this situation on his daily podcast. He didn't want to talk about it. Didn't want any questions were brought up. Talk about no hard questions. This was told to not be brought up. So, something's going on. Who knows? Who cares? Happened, right the week to motivate the Raiders perfectly to kick the Giants' ass. So fuck you, McDaniels. Couldn't have got fired sooner or later. But I mean, and of course, it's Pierce is the interim. Antonio Pierce, ex-Giants Super Bowl champion. So, yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah. The point was not about the fucking Giants. It was the point was Antonio basically was using his to bring the team together. Like, hey, when we were at the Giants, man, we felt like we could beat anybody. We when we went into that Patriots game, we felt our coaches were putting us in the right position. We knew we were there for our brothers. We could beat anyone. Did we win every game? Whatever, And then McDaniels basically tells him, don't talk about my Patriots like that. And then that word got up to the Davis, and literally he just calls him up, you're fired. So.
You guys see what RG3 tweeted?
No.
Who he wants the next head coach to be?
Bo Jackson.
Marshawn Lynch.
I
For everyone.
I would watch every game.
I know. Season ticket holder for the Raiders.
I know Marshawn's a Raiders fan.
Yeah. He played for him a couple years.
He did. He at the very end, I think, right? Yeah. But yeah, honestly, like I said it before, and I know he beat the Packers, so I can't talk too much about it. But yeah, I think Josh McDaniels should be working at Dick's Sporting Goods. He's just worthless. He's a worthless head coach. He's Bill Belichick's fucking pee hole so deep that he can't ever really break away from that system and make his own. So fuck him. Who cares? The Raiders are better off without him, obviously.
Right. So, he had Tom Brady. Leaves, sucks. Everybody's like, yeah, he sucks. We all know it. Goes back, has Tom Brady again. Whoa, look how good he is. And then somehow sneaks in a job. Ask any NFL fan, should Josh McDaniels be a head coach? I feel like it would be 99.9%. No, but yet he got one. That's where I'm at. Common sense Raiders, everyone besides Raider fans knew it was dumb.
Dude must have nudes of Al's fucking weird red dong or something. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. And Tom Brady's in this Raider investment as well, so it's a full triangle of this shit going on. What is actually going on here? Did Brady somehow get some of this Raiders franchise by buying 10%, or we got here?
I remember we talked about that because we were like, "Is Tom? If the Raiders get bad enough, is Tom going to suit up?"
God,
there's still time.
There's still time.
Speaking of new quarterbacks, Levis getting the starting nod the rest of the way. I thought he looked good in the loss, but I thought he looked good.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
He's good. I mean, I think that there was a lot of hype around him on the when he got drafted, and it just took him some time to get going.
Right. I think he just looked poised.
Anybody but Denver.
I know. Could have had him.
Should have.
Another quarterback. This one actually just happened today. We didn't miss it this week on NFHell. Carson Wentz, Ginger freaking Jesus, coming back. Was he retired? What was he doing? Does anyone know? What was he doing? Training?
I feel like he was coaching baseball or something. It was something not football related.
Right.
He would have to continually be training to get.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, most of these guys maintain their, athletic prowess after retirement or forced retirement.
Yeah,
should have been watching Nick Foles' game footage.
Philly special. Anyway,
I mean, don't forget Daniel Jones blew his knee out. Yeah, cool. Don't forget that one.
Oh yeah, we should mention
quarterbacks. On the subject.
Yeah, we're on the subject. We were going to talk about the one that's healing before we were going to maybe get the sad news. Aaron Rodgers was throwing 55-yard fucking bombs pre-game, putting all of his weight on his foot. It's a Christmas miracle.
Back, I'm ready.
It's a Christmas miracle.
What? Okay.
Dude, the Christmas
56 days later.
The Christmas
How are
miracle,
you-
if he can
I'm
make
sorry.
it to halftime in that fucking game. That
We'll talk about that game when we get to it.
I was gonna say, I was like, how are you gonna feel, Jills, when he comes out? Everyone's like, the American flags, fucking Apollo Creed opening, and then he gets sacked and breaks his like other Achilles, like in the third play of that game. Like it happens again.
My God.
Like, can you handle it? Would it be easier to handle, or would that be harder to handle?
I know,
well-
like what? Like what's? Well,
But yeah, I feel like
going.
I become Lucifer for NFL. Like from now on, I'm just the devil. Everybody else who's on the show is part of hell. I'm actually. That's it.
Well, you kind of already you are the host of this show.
I mean,
it's like this. It's like this. Okay, you're a Jets fan, right? I'm going to compare this fandom to like something in real life. Okay, so let's say you have erectile dysfunction, and you've taken a Viagra, and you got this really smoking hot chick there, and you got this big old massive boner, and you're ready to go. And like, so you kiss her once, you grab one boob, and you grab the other boob, and then you pull down her pants, and there's a dick there. That's what happened to you already. Now, you're telling me, is it better or worse if you still have erectile dysfunction 12 weeks later, you take another blue pill, you get a big old massive boner, and you have a really hot chick there, and then you grab one boob, you grab the other boob, you go in reverse this time because you don't want to jinx anything, and then you pull her pants off, and there's a dick. What are you going to do when that happens? What are you going to do when that happens a second time?
Bigger dick.
Bigger
dicks.
Okay. Well,
I was like, an official and NFL is officially not safe for work.
Actually,
I was wondering where you were going with that, James. That was
I
pretty
know. I
good.
was just like, boners. Okay, let's see. Let's
hey,
see.
maybe it's a hermaphrodite and there's a dick and a vagina. What do?
Like Sierra.
You play through?
my question was, why do I always have to see a hot chick? Maybe I would like to see a hot guy. I don't think you're really reaching out for the LGBT.
With the vagina, then? A hot guy with a vagina? Is that what we're
There you
saying?
go. The opposite. Then what? Tom Brady.
I guess if that's cool,
Tom Brady with a vagina?
you play on.
Can we
All
move
right,
on?
moving on. Since I am the host, we will be moving on from this subject, and we will be going into tell the truth, not those truths.
No, we got his quarterback is hurt.
Oh, he'll
We want to talk about that. He's hurt for the
not
season.
taking about during the game.
And it's Matt Barkley now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Right.
I can put
Then you gotta say then we need to know who's on a bye week.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, Daniel Jones. If you missed it, part of the news. We'll say it. G-Man Jass is too. No, he doesn't have this. He blew out his knee. He actually blew it out, got back up, played another play, and then realized that he blew out his knee. Which that's kind of courageous, I guess. So probably his last snap in New York. This week's bye.
That's
Something.
a hot week.
Oh.
Something to think about as we list our bye weeks. Kansas City, Rams, Finns, Eagles, all on a bye this week. Now, we let G-Man Jass take a deep breath. We start our truths. We're going to hear from Gobo first, since we haven't heard from him in a little while. He's been up all night. What are some your truth for the Packers? Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. All right. This one was hard because it's an unfamiliar feeling to come onto the show after a win, especially this season. But let's see here. So truth wise, I think that this win is going to inflate the Packers for the staff that's already on the field. And this is kind of what I talked about after that Saints game and that Bears game. So it's like every win that we get is going to build us up a little bit to say, like, these are the guys that are going to get it done, win the division, get us into the Super Bowl. And they're not. Like I still think Brian Gutekunst needs to get fired. I still think Jordan Love is not the answer. We need a completely different offensive line. We need at least 2 receivers, veteran wide receivers, to teach Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs how to run a fucking route. Like but the truth is the defense looks pretty good. I got to eat a few words about Kyle Van Ness. He looked pretty good in that game. He got a sack. He got a couple of, he was rushing old Rippin, pretty good there. And I don't know. It's nice to win, but I'm still like, is that really good for the Packers at this year? I mean, are we in the tank? Are we really on the draft train? So I don't know. Like I said, happy to win, but who cares?
All right. Gobo starting up first. And also, it's probably best that he started, since he was the one of our NFHell teams that won this week. What? Davis Marves.
Yes, sir.
What happened to this 12 points a game?
What?
Truth.
Again, have 2 truths. First one is I still hate the 12th man. Online 12th man. Anyway, bunch of rats. Dirty fucking rats.
They don't eat.
I saw a poll on Twitter, or X, excuse me, saying Drew Lock or Geno Smith, and it had 400 votes. 75% said Drew Lock. You dumb motherfuckers. 75% of our fan base. Okay. I used to get offended when they would list like the greatest fan. I'm like, what are you talking about? We're loud, we're proud, we're there, we have one of the best home field. No, that's why. They know we're a bunch of fucking jackasses. 75% of us are dipshits.
3 out of 4 Seahawks are dumb.
I'm never going to be upset about not being on a fan list ever again because I totally get it. Our fans are terrible.
What about? Oh wait, we can't interrupt.
No, you're good because I'm in the middle. That's my first one. So if you
Chiefs, what is the Chiefs? Ratio.
I mean, they've had a lot to root for in the last 5 years.
I think they're up there just because of their Rockets home field. Phillies.
I mean, you're 3 out of 4. Are they 4 out of 5? 9 out of 10? Are they better or worse?
3 out of 4.
Same.
Well, if I have to grade Seattle fans on a 1 to 10 scale, we're a 4. We're a 4.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's KC then?
A 9.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, and
the Jets are like a 5 or a 6. They're not even in the game half the time. Now we're all there. Ooh, we'll be in the game. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, and I can tell you, it definitely changes with the quality of the team, because the last time I went to a Broncos game, it was just a madhouse. Like, just Broncos fans, they were all drunk and screaming and blowing whistles and starting fights, and they were just like all over the place. I went to this game against the Packers. Broncos fans were just like shaking hands and hanging out, talking about like vegan ice cream and shit. Like, yeah, like nobody cares.
all right. Well,
All right, Dane, part 2 of your truth.
okay. Part 2 is I'm sticking with Geno Smith. Is he perfect? No, not by any stretch. Is he the future of the franchise? No. Can he play above a career backup level? Yes, we've seen it. The fact that these people can't admit it, I mean, that he's capable of that. He's not doing it now, but he's definitely capable of playing above the level that he's playing right now. He's just not, for whatever reason. Is Drew Lock any better? No. You will never convince me of this. Pete Carroll sees him every day, and he didn't even put him in a blowout. Okay, so he obviously knows they love him and they think he's capable if Geno gets hurt to like finish a game, but he ain't leading us to a fucking playoffs. And we're still in the hunt. So why are we even talking about this?
Right.
Secondly, we're about to enter this gauntlet. We have 2 games against Washington and Arizona. And those are both winnable games that we should. I don't even care the score of these games. I just wanted to come out with W's. That's what's important to me. And then we go into a gauntlet. All right. where we play the Eagles, Cowboys, and the Niners twice in a 4-game stretch. All right. And that's going to be what determines what this team is. And my truth is, I don't think that we're on that level yet. And I don't think it has anything to do with Geno Smith. We got flat out exposed by Lamar Jackson, who didn't even do anything magnificent. He didn't throw a touchdown pass. He didn't run for a touchdown pass. He threw for 187 yards, and they beat us 37-3. So when he's not even doing anything and they're beating us that bad, first of all, they didn't have any defensive points, so that's not Geno's fault.
That's random.
And that's my last point that I want to make on this. How come the offense scores 3 points and the loss is Geno's fault? But there were 37 points given up by the defense, who every time a point gets scored on you, that's a mistake that somebody made. But none of those players ever get held accountable. It's all on one man. That's just silly. It's silly. It's my truth. I don't think we're good enough.
Philly Seahawks.
Right, all right. I'll go in third. I'll let Jas hit cleanup today. I'll start with my truth for the Jets. Basically, my truth is I don't want this defense to go to waste. So I feel like not that the window is, I mean, it's still okay. Sauce's second year, got all these guys, but it's just like we're so good. We basically forced like 3 or 4 fumbles, didn't recover any last night. A special teams touchdown, obviously not on the offense or defense. 3 phases of the game. So I'm just going to say I just don't want this defense to go to waste, and that has to do with Zach Wilson, but it also has to do with Alan Lazard dropping 2 footballs, Garrett Wilson fumbling inside the 10 or inside the 15, Brees Hall fumbling, blah blah blah. Our seasoned veteran, the best lineman we have, getting blown up, and just like when Bosa was reaching around him and he's grabbing and throwing Zach Wilson down. It's like, it's not just Zach, just kind of like you're saying with the Seahawks, maybe it's a little less, obvious because Geno's actually pretty good. I mean, he plays pretty well and can have 3-4 touchdowns, where Zach Wilson, I'm just hoping he doesn't turn the ball over. So the line needs work. Receivers can't get separation. I don't know if it's Hackett's play calling. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. So my truth is I just don't want this defense to go to waste.
You keep my coach's name out your mouth.
Keep him up. I mean, I'm sure it's hard for him to adjust. He had this whole playbook for Aaron Rodgers, and all of a sudden he's got to go with Zach. Like, seriously, do they have a couple common things they can roll out of the pocket?
There is that Aaron Rodgers code. I mean, they had all these calls and all these different symbols, and that's all him. And that was all designed for him and his brain. Zach Wilson does not have those capabilities. Mm-hmm. So all of that went out the window the moment he went down.
Right.
Huge adjustment. I still think Zach Wilson sucks, and you guys should have tried to get somebody.
Right. I mean, the thing is there's really, I mean, I don't know. What were we going to do? I mean, the thing is, I'm like you, our coach is he's Seaman fucking playing backup right now, and Boyle or O'Doyle.
Let's say this though, here, this is the unfortunate thing. You obviously want to win every week, but it's not helping you fix the situation because you're now 2 years into good rookie class, and you're gonna have to start paying these guys in another 2 years. If you if you don't have the draft capital to get a quarterback in this draft, I mean, you should, because who knows if Aaron Rodgers does come back, how effective he's going to be. I don't care. I mean, there was some you have to admit this. There was some show of decline in his play, even in Green Bay. All right,
and he's
coming off a major injury.
Right,
not going to be more than a year at the most. So you have to start thinking now, about a future quarterback. You can't wait until the next draft after this year. You have to be looking at quarterback, and whether it's first or second round, that's what you
I
have.
mean, we didn't pick up Zach Wilson's 5th-year option, so he technically can leave. I mean, he'll probably be gone. So if we have Rodgers, we'll get a different backup. We're either going to maybe hopefully, get somebody else in here who's Minshew. Maybe we'll get Minshew. And draft a quarterback. Who fucking knows, It's got to be something because the D-line defense is going to be good for
wait 2 years to get a quarterback. I mean, you're already paying Aaron Rodgers astronomical amount of money.
3.5 million.
Well, it's still astronomical. I mean, compared to 5 for a rookie.
Yeah.
So let's look at it this way. I mean, in 2 years, you're going to have to pay all the rest of these guys or lose them. And you're not going to be able to afford any quarterback that's not a rookie on a rookie contract. And he better be good.
Right.
Otherwise, you continue to waste this defense. That's the point.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's.
And you could get it pretty cheap, like a Geno Smith or something. Before he broke out, I guess. But those are like a 1 in a million. Now he's fading.
Trey Lance, Sam Darnold. We get Sam Darnold back. Dick Hammer's grandson. All right. Last truth, G-Man Jess. Go ahead.
Pretty simple truth. I was wrong. 6-6 is now not statistically possible. And so now I must admit the truths that I thought we could maybe overcome against lesser opponents. Maybe not so lesser opponents as we played all these different teams. My offensive line has had the starting quarterback hurt once. This backup quarterback hurt. The starting quarterback blow his knee out. The backup quarterback's still hurt from the first hurting. On to Tommy, don't call me Danny DeVito. And this motherfucker is the worst quarterback in the NFL and has been thrown behind the worst offensive line in the NFL against some of the craziest pass rushers in the NFL. So the results are fucking ferocious. That's a word.
I like it.
Ferocious? I'm going to use that.
Ferocious.
Just absolutely ferocious. Fucking garbage. Ridiculous. And now it's on to Tommy, Danny DeVito, and Matt Barkley. If you guys remember him, I believe he.
Let's see, baby.
I believe I haven't seen him in the NFL in a while. I don't know. So, and then they signed some 5th round, only 22 draft pick. I can't even remember his name. Yeah. Besides that, defense somehow sucked against a rookie quarterback for the Raiders. They're all on their hurrah. So I guess we'll see how they rebound second week. But truth is, I was wrong. We fucking suck. 6-6 was never a possibility with this offensive line. And now going into the future, we're going to be dumb and win like 4 games to ruin our draft pick and our shot at either Marvin Harrison Jr. or, the stud quarterback. So it's going to be an interesting remainder of the season and which direction we go, because I don't think we have an easy out of this brand new contract to Danny Jones.
In response to that, your truth, I truly am sorry. After last year, this has got to be difficult. But I do want to reiterate something I said in week 1 when you played, was it Dallas who you're playing again this week? I said, and I quote, "The loser of this game will miss the playoffs." Everybody was like, "You're crazy. You can't call it on week 1." But I think it's pretty safe to say the Giants will be eliminated this week from playoff contention.
Okay, this is my truth. Let's fucking move on without your shit. Hockey comments about yourself. Move on.
So, that being said, if you're going to bet this at the end of the show, Ricky's picks, probably not going to pick the Giants. I'm going to go on a limb.
Don't know what the spread will be, bro.
Yeah, you can't say that. because the bets
Bets are never.
Vegas does a good job keeping it interesting. So
You're right. My
who
bad.
knows?
You're right. They own the officials.
Yeah,
We know.
yeah. We don't know the script that was written for this. So anyway, we're gonna recap. Gobo's gonna kind of play along. You know, obviously he wasn't here. He still has thoughts and comments on all these games. We'll continue with his record. We'll put a little thing. You know, we'll do by the percentages as we get going into the week. I want a measly 500. Dames 5-9. G-Men 9-5. And D Mike went 4-10. So
We gave Gobo his picks, is what we said.
well, we said
If Gobo didn't get him in by the game, I thought.
I was like, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, yeah. He ain't taking no D Mike pick.
4-10.
10 last week.
Mike.
Yeah. Anyway, the first game of the week was the Thursday night game. Pittsburgh to Tennessee. Pittsburgh. Dames, you took Tennessee. Why?
I thought I took Pittsburgh.
No,
I think you're just making shit up.
I am. I'm making a whole bunch of stuff up right now.
Why would I do that? I don't know.
24-21 in a barn burner.
I have no answer for you.
Yeah. Well, I will start off with the game. I was watching.
Levis.
Yeah, Levis. I'm like, I'm a believer in this kid, and I've watched him one game. I mean, just the way he stands in the pocket, steps up. Granted, can I tell the future? But when he's in the pocket, he looks like he's a quarterback, like trying to make a play, being confident. That's what I want to. I mean, I feel like if I'm just comparing him to good old Zach boy, I'm just like, damn. If Zach just get that confidence, I feel like that's half the battle. But Pittsburgh at home, right? They were at home. Again, Tomlin. It's this whole fucking wave of, right? They got the win. Jas, anything to add to this game?
I think Pittsburgh's on I think they're 5-3 now. I think everyone in that division will make the playoffs if they started today, which has never happened because the 17 playoffs hasn't been very long, but it's a possibility 4 teams from one division will make it to the playoffs.
Gobo, you get a chance to check in on this game, or were you?
I did. I watched it, and I could say that it was honestly like way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. Will Levis is good. I mean, Tennessee is definitely not like ready to be a contender of any kind, but I think he's miles above, a jaded and beat up Tannehill, and I mean, so I think that Tennessee might have got a gem out of this. But yeah, I definitely. It's easy to like say who I picked like after the game is over, but yeah, I definitely was taking Tomlin in this one. I just didn't think Tennessee had the gas, but Levis almost pulled it off.
Yeah. Miami KC over in Germany. Kansas City, Mahomes, rebound. Dames, you started off the week 0-4, bro. Started off 0-4. I won't keep rubbing it in.
No, you can. You totally can. I mean, I'm a big boy.
There's a streak where I missed quite a few. I'll get it. We'll get it back to you. Anyway, Kansas City, Mahomes. They did what they needed to win. I didn't see a lot of the game. I did see Kelsey didn't. Where did he?
Here's my problem. This is why I did what I did. I saw a Miami team that beat Denver by. They dropped a 70 burger on it. And then I saw Kansas City lose to that team. And they haven't played particularly well all year, I haven't thought. But the thing that I didn't consider when I made my choice was that Miami hasn't beaten a good team. They haven't beaten a team with a winning record. And that seems to be the narrative that is working right now, and I just failed to make my choice based on that. So there you have it.
Yep, and that's literally why I made my choice, because they haven't beat a team with a winning record since week 5 of last year. I know that because they're in my division. I hate the fucking Dolphins. And again, the Chiefs lost, so them losing 2 in a row. I don't want to like put any fake news out there, but I'm like, has that happened to Mahomes? Has Mahomes done this? Has he lost 2 games in a row? Maybe once. Like
It's pretty rare.
it's pretty rare. So I'm going to say that's kind of why I picked Casey. I just feel like Mahomes is that type of quarterback. G-Man.
Guys, you're forgetting about the whole main attraction here. Tyreek Hill against his old team, fucking fumbles, drops a pass, pretty much gives the Chiefs this fucking game. The Dolphins only score 14 points. Spags draws up another pretty good game plan, and Reek gives one to his old boys.
You did have to see that the Chiefs went completely dormant in the second half.
14-21, crazy.
Right, lower scoring than I think anyone kind of predicted. I mean, these two offenses.
Right.
Oh. Minnesota, Atlanta. I don't know if any.
Do I get to talk about the Chiefs and
yeah.
Dolphins?
No, you didn't pick.
Yeah. And then, like I said, it's easy to call it after the game's over, but I have the same mentality as Dames. Now that he's kind of realized it, but I think the Dolphins are not that good. I think that they have a really good offense. They're hard to defend, and then they don't play like particularly smart schemes. They don't play any defense. Like I think even a beat up, kind of dysfunctional Kansas City, I think that's an easy win, honestly. Like, and it's crazy because Miami's probably going to win that division now that the Bills are kind of falling apart. And they're gonna get blown out at home.
Yeah.
Fuck the Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Minnesota, Atlanta, one of the funnest games I've watched in a while. This quarterback coming up, not knowing any plays, especially knowing all the, I don't know if any, out there, if you guys watch the game, Vikings coach is drawing up literally up the plays for Dobbs on the fly. This guy's going to do this, guy's going to do this, go to this guy, you should be over, then it just clicks off. And then he has to run the play, try to run it. You guys, Dane, did you watch this game? What'd you think?
How the fuck did he do that? I'm sorry, you guys. There's people after the game giving him high fives and he doesn't even know their fucking names. It's so bizarre to me. This is the NFL, dude. You should not be able to just walk onto a roster and do what he did. I'm not saying he's like this. Okay. When they made this trade at the deadline, it was so that he would be, they would have a second quarterback. All right. And then this kid gets hurt on accident. And this guy comes in. This was a genius move by them on the deadline to keep their season alive. And if he can do that with like 3 days, I came away really impressed with this kid, dude. And I was already impressed with him as it was because we played him the week before or a couple weeks before. And that was impressive. And now you can see why an Arizona team that was doomed to be in the basement was playing all these teams really, really well. It was solely based on decent quarterback play. I'm convinced of that at this point.
Right. It's almost like the Vikings accidentally, maybe this might be their quarterback. Kirk Cousins, he ain't coming back. I mean, if normal, no, not Aaron Rodgers tear, normal tear, he's not going to be back till halfway through next season. So, quarterback controversy.
Let's just slow it down, everybody. Let's just slow it down. Let's just slow it down. We'll give it a few weeks before we name Dobbs Mr. Superhuman. But yes, it was a very good one game, come in, playoff adrenaline most likely, and just run around crazy. That touchdown run was insane. So Atlanta, they're in trouble.
They are who we thought we were. Gobes.
Maybe we start calling him Dobby football. Anyways, I think that watching this game and this game also a total blast to watch. Between two teams, I kind of like dislike and feel very apathetic about. So like, but I can tell you, Dobbs, I'll give the Vikings credit for this. They find talent that other teams didn't realize. Like, and they did the same thing with Kirk Cousins when he was in Washington. He was a backup, had a couple of good games, had that little bust out, and then they picked him up. He was their starter for however long he was their starter for. This Dobbs guy came out of nowhere, came out of shithole Arizona. You know, what is Arizona like 1-5, 1-6 going into this? Like, and so this guy comes on, and I think that, like, for one, the Vikings offense looked really good in this game, which was surprising to me because they haven't all season. So I think that, yeah, with the right leadership, they could make a push in this division. I don't know. I don't think they're better than Detroit by a long shot, but I mean, I think they're better than they were with Kurt.
Yeah,
Guys, you got to think.
Jefferson.
Got to think. And you got to think, like, getting a new guy in, dumb it down. That's maybe makes it simpler. Maybe that's why they play a little faster because it's just so simple. Like, fuck, guys, we just got to play.
That's what I said. The offensive line looked good. They had Mattison finally, like, did a couple of things. The wide receivers were running their routes really accurately. They made it easy for him. And then Dobbs made some great plays. And I'm like, if they can do that every game, they're going to be hard to beat.
Right. Yeah. Quarterback that has wheels, I always feel like is dangerous. Wheels. Dames. Seattle traveled to Baltimore. The lowdown. Let's hear it. NFHell.
There actually wasn't a single thing in this game that was enjoyable for me. It was dog shit from the opening kickoff. I think the defenses held the offenses to 3 and outs in the first 5 drives, and then I mean, dude, everything that could happen. Well, I shouldn't say that because we didn't really have any egregious turnovers. There was one interception that was misplayed ball by Tyler Lockett of all people. But we actually won the turnover battle. We had them like inside their 30 a couple times on turnovers and just couldn't score at all. And our defense, who I thought was they were really good, like top 3 in the run defense, but they gave up the kneel down at the end of the game is what prevented Baltimore from having a 300-yard rushing game. It took them back 1 yard and they finished with 299.
Nice.
I was like, yes, I guess that's the one good takeaway. You know what? Every team needs a good ass whooping like this every once in a while. And the reason I could take it on the chin like this and not really care is because this is an absolute rarity in the 14 years that Pete Carroll has been our coach. I think it may have happened 4 times that we've been blown out, and 2 of them were Green Bay that did it. Anytime we went to Green Bay, I knew that it was bad news. Russell Wilson just couldn't play there, but yeah, 3-4 times in 14 years, you take it on the chin like this. And I think this team, you know, like I told you guys, I don't want to win out. Like, as cool as it'd be to have that record, it just doesn't mentally, it's hard on you to sustain and be like, all right, we won 8 in a row. How do we do 9? It's just a lot of pressure. So when we get through,
I always felt good anytime I was on a team that had a winning streak. Man, that my life was never better. So I disagree with that. Life was great when you're winning.
As a fan, it's great.
No, as a player, even any level of sports, when you're on a winning streak, dude, fucking life's great. Mm-hmm. No pressure to win again. You're just going out there like, we are awesome.
I don't know. You can disagree with me all you want, but
the
pressure mounts as everybody.
What number? Like, what do you want to then? You want to only win like 2?
This is the
What's
point.
The number? What's the number?
It doesn't matter. You're not going to be anyway. So just let me make my.
No, I'm saying I want to know a number. Give me a number. Like if I'm saying if you only win 2 going in the playoffs, that's cool.
Fine.
But like
if you get like
4,
7, 8, 9 wins in a row, the pressure starts to build on you. And then it's like if Seattle would have beat Baltimore, then people would maybe start talking about them in the media. Maybe. I can't guarantee it, but if you beat a team like Baltimore and after you beat the Browns like that, maybe at 6-2, people are starting to talk about you. Maybe. And when the media starts putting that pressure on you, the more wins that stack up, the harder it is to maintain that. Whether you are enjoying it or not, it's definitely harder to maintain that. So
what about all the pressure from getting the questions? You just lost 37-3. Now you got a quarterback controversy, blah, blah, blah.
I think Pete Carroll handled that really well. Honestly, because he was asked on the Brock and Salk show this Tuesday or Monday morning, when it's time to change the quarterback. And you guys are sitting there, what would you think that he would answer? Don't even ask me that, is what most people thought he would say. He actually answered the question. He said, it's always obvious when that time is here. And that shows that he's open to it. But the fact that he didn't play Drew Lock in the game said, I'm sticking with Geno. And I mean, there really isn't. He says, anytime he's asked about Geno's mistakes, he goes, yeah, that's problematic. Geno's working on it. But he's also, we have to be aware of these factors that are contributing to those mistakes. And it's not all Geno's fault. It's line play up front. It's young receivers not knowing where they're going or miscommunications. So I felt that he handled that really well. So there may become a time in this gauntlet of games coming up where there is a controversy. Right. And if we have to see Drew Lock because of it, I mean, I'll laugh because I already know what's going to happen. So yeah.
Right. Well, bad game. I'm gonna say, yeah, this game was not enjoyable for really anybody except for maybe Ravens fans, because not only did Seattle get blown out, like they didn't seem like they were playing at all to win. Like the tackling was terrible. That's why they gave up 300 yards on the ground. I just like the Seattle players. They looked over it. They looked like they had the flu, like honestly, and so. I don't think this is a very good representation of Seattle as a team. It's unfortunate that your fan base is so quick to want to point the finger at Geno Smith. But yeah, I think this was a team effort. Like one player doesn't have a bad game and you lose by 34.
Good point. All right. Arizona, Cleveland. This defense.
Can I open this one? Yeah. I honestly, I hate to say this. Dick Touch guy is a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
He breaks pocket and he can throw across his body and hit accurately 50, 60 yards. He made some amazing throws in this game. I mean, I know it's the Cardinals. I know they're not the best team. That and then like with him when he's on and that offense is rolling, you got Myles Garrett on the other side who he's just. I mean, he's a fly swatter for quarterbacks. Like you can't block him. And so like I honestly like the Browns. This could be the Browns' year. I'd be excited if I was a Browns fan because they looked amazing in this game.
Yeah, their run game, their defense. I feel like it's like I guess I feel like we've kind of said this throughout the year. Their defense is good, their run game, but then they still just lose games. And then this game, obviously, they look good, but it's against the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. So I say, I think they look pretty good. I agree with Dick Touch guy. He's playing well. But yeah, I still am not gonna. I don't really want to comment on James. Go ahead.
Yeah, dude. This team is Baltimore light. I mean, seriously, when you look at, they have a great defense. They have a quarterback that's mobile, that can kill you in a number of ways. And I think it's taken Watson a couple weeks to get up to, to get back to where he was. And I don't think he'll ever be where he was this rookie year. That was just phenomenal. But if he can be a shadow of that guy, he's pretty good. I do still think Baltimore is the better team, but we shall find out this week. What a great matchup, though. This was they just said we lost last week with our backup quarterback in Seattle. No one really expected us to win that game, but we might have if we had Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Wasn't that big of a beatdown. So I'm glad to see that he's back at full health, because I love when teams can play each other when they're at their strengths. So this week will be fun.
G-Man.
I predicted the shutout, guys. Another sack for Myles Garrett, as usual. It's like a teams anymore per game. And Adam Murray's back next week for Arizona, so we'll see what that looks like. But garbage as of this point.
Bad.
All right. Gobo, you weren't here the week. Who knows if you would have picked the Packers. We'll let you start.
I honestly would not have picked.
You would not.
I would not have picked the Packers in this game. And I think that especially because Stafford's injury wasn't like as apparent at the time you guys did the show last week. So I think definitely with Stafford, I think it's just a completely different game. I can tell you, I'll start with the positives. I let Luke Musgrave, the tight end who got the touchdown. He made a great read. He made it really easy for Jordan to just float him one. He was wide open in the middle. So I think Musgrave might, he might have a future as an all-pro tight end, or definitely the undisputed number one tight end in Green Bay. I think the defense played great. We forced some turnovers. We got some sacks. Rashawn Gary was all over Rippin. I thought our secondary was going to suffer after we traded Rasul Douglas. I thought that was just a punt because I was like, he's not our best player in the secondary, but he's definitely one of them. And so to just shed him and get almost no return for him, I was like, yeah, we're just getting ready to lose out. So I did not see this coming at all. So it's always fun to win. I don't know how much it's going to mean in the long run. I know that it's tough to lose your quarterback midweek and then try to recover and go on the road and win a game. So I don't know if that's really the Rams I don't think that's a very accurate representation of the Rams as a team that we beat.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that. I feel like that's kind of like what Dame says, the team at their best. Because I feel like when we picked, and I'm going to say for me, I'm pretty sure we thought maybe Stafford was a go.
Is he going to be on the IR or not? I asked.
Yeah. So I think pretty much, who knows if that would have changed any of because the Packers have also been playing like shit.
Well, they had lost 4 games in a row, including to Vegas and Denver. So it's like, there's not
exactly why I picked them, Gobo.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know what? Because I'm like, the NFL's crazy. Gobo's not here. I'm gonna pick the Packers for him, and then they ended up winning.
There you go. Now you got to pick him again this week.
Yep.
No. As Jazz likes to say, let's slow down here just a little bit.
Yeah. Where's VT at? We should have had him on this week.
No, I don't want to do that gloaty bastard.
Oh my gosh. Tampa Bay, Houston.
Dude, what can I start this one?
You can.
I text my brother in the middle of with 30 seconds left. I'm like, Baker Mayfield is a fucking warrior, dude. That was incredible. And then I witnessed something more incredible, which was just, holy shit, dude.
Right.
470 yards. That breaks Mark Bulger's record from 2003 for rookie passing yards in a game in a regular season. 470 yards in the air, dude, and 5 tutties.
5. Right. Does Wilson have 5 touchdowns this year?
He's rookie of the year based on that game alone. All right. Nobody else is going to put up a performance like that. And maybe never again. That was just how
That last touchdown too, when he just stood in there and just threw that strike right down, like
Dude,
I was just like,
it's just I don't
Get
know
better
if
looking like
like
Aaron Rodgers, man.
he's just so young that there's no ice water needed in his veins. He
Right.
just doesn't have any fear because there's no ghosts hanging around, like everyone's like, Gino's standing in the pocket. Yeah, he sees ghosts. He's got ghosts all over. The Daniel Jones got ghosts all over the place.
yeah,
This kid doesn't know what it's like to die on the field. So he just has no fear, and it's fucking fun to watch. I
didn't remember
Texans.
Can't remember what touchdown pass it was, but he did like this super huge pump, or maybe he was acting like he was going to run, and then he just stepped back and just
That was
flawlessly.
awesome.
Yeah, it was. I was just like, oh my god, this guy is for real. So
do that, you
lucky bastards.
When you do that, you freeze every DB on the field, man. When you they're like, and then you're like, nope.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
And the Panthers traded up to not draft him. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Hell.
Rewind back that way. Yeah. NFHell.
I mean,
make sure you're picking really. Yeah.
I said it about a month ago. CJ Stroud is going to be the undisputed offensive rookie of the year. The kid is special. He's a special player.
He's a freak. Washington, the dumbest name in sports against the stupidest team, the Patriots. I did not watch this game because I hate both of these teams. I don't watch this game. G-Man, do you watch this game?
I picked New England because I decided to pick all home teams except for the Giants last week. And this is one of my few losses.
Oops.
I did see some highlights, and Howell, I think someone came out after the game and said Howell is their franchise quarterback. I don't know if it was the owner or somebody. So he threw some pretty good balls, and apparently they're loving him again. So until his next 4-interception game. So shit game. Saw the highlights.
We all picked New England.
You know what?
We all did.
That's because they sold out. I mean, we listened to the obvious, and we didn't think logically about it. We just said, "Oh, they sold. They're going to be dog shit."
Oh yeah, they got rid of
forgot that there's other guys that are coming in to fill the roles. They're just playing with 9 men on the field now because they traded two. Is what we did. We basically did that in our head. And I'm going to tell you this: Hal may have a few more games where he throws 4 interceptions, but Gobo, you know better than anybody. You lived through the Favre years.
We did. I did.
You saw 5 interception games on the regular, and it doesn't matter. When you're a fucking slinger, you're a slinger. And if he can get the kids around him there in Washington with some good draft picks that they got for these players that they traded, hopefully they won't have an injury history. He could be good. I mean, it was.
Why do they keep saying it? I feel like all these pro coaches and stuff, there has to be some value, question mark, because why else would you just, are you lying to yourself? I mean, I understand that's a thing, but I mean.
Position in the NFL that just, it intrigues me like no other, and that's the quarterback position. Like, we know that there's like 3 or 4 elite quarterbacks at the top of the chain, and they're like all-time greats. Like, that's not something that happens every day. But think about this: of all the people on the planet, there's 32 teams on in the NFL. There's 32 starting jobs, and then we have fucking who's the worst in the game?
The Tommy DeVito and the fucking Matt Barkley and the Tommy DeVito's a fucking
is one of. I mean,
they're still top and they're still top 100, and they're still top 100 in the world, and they compared to the top 30
exactly. But then, so like when somebody has a moderate success, like Sam Howell or Desmond Ridder, like I respect that. Gardner Minshew, those are the guys that I'm rooting for, like the Baker Mayfields. Because I want them to come out and the Geno Smiths and come out and beat the Patrick Mahomes and beat the Josh Allens who by all rights, I mean, Josh Allen might be the best quarterback in the NFL. And I say that because of who he is. His team is not, dude, put him on the Bengals. They're a Super Bowl champion.
And Joe Burrow?
Mahomes?
Joe
Burrow,
Burrow's amazing, but I still think Josh Allen would be better on that team than Joe Burrow. That's just me.
Let's debate.
We
can
that's
debate
a
this.
debate.
That's a debate. Let us know below. What's your debate?
What do you think?
We'll debate number 2. I'll debate after Mahomes, but that's it until somebody starts winning more Super Bowls.
Right.
The Bears.
See, but that's just you doing what you say you don't want to do, which is look at the past.
There's a reason he's the past, because he's the future and the present when that's happening.
But at some point, he'll just be the past. He has
not when he's in his 20s.
He has to maintain it, though.
He has maintained it already.
I mean,
talking about?
I haven't looked great, but he has maintained it. You're right.
Patty Mahomes will. Well, you never guarantee.
When we say that, but I look at Russell Wilson's numbers side by side, and he's got better numbers than Mahomes this year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I think that okay, so for one, if we're looking at stats, Russell Wilson is having a good statistical year in arguably one of the. I mean, we'll see how the Broncos end up turning out. They've won 3 in a row, so but yeah, they're definitely not going to be a good team this year. So I mean, it's honestly like, look at the people around him. There are intangibles. I mean, Tom Brady was never the stats leader. He didn't win. Did he win any MVPs?
50 touchdowns in a game in a season, bro.
Oh, when they went 17-0.
I mean,
but normally he didn't light it up.
Right. That's the thing. If Tom Brady wouldn't have won all those Super Bowls, he wouldn't be considered the greatest of all time, because based solely on stats. He didn't have as many touchdowns as Drew Brees. He didn't have as many touchdowns as Favre. Stats don't really mean anything if you don't win the ring.
You're right, but they do. Yeah. As far as MVP, most valuable player, they do.
I mean, what stat is Russell Wilson leading Patty Mahomes? Because I'm not seeing Russell Wilson on any of these. He's not. I don't think that's true.
There's a comparison chart that I saw. They're very, very close. Russell Wilson's been sacked 3 times as many times, though. That said, look, it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. If you're telling me right now, based on what you're seeing in the NFL, that you believe the Chiefs are going to repeat as Super Bowl champions, I'll accept that, but I don't see that. I don't see it that way. I think there's a new dog coming in.
You think that's Josh Allen?
I'm thinking it could be Baltimore. I'm thinking it could be the Bengals. It could be the Bills.
I'm not saying he has to win. I'm not saying he has to win every Super Bowl to maintain that status either. I mean, it's the eyeball test. It's the eyeball test, and talk about no receivers, bro. This guy has Travis Kelce and a bunch of fucking scrubs.
Yeah, he's going to be elite until he falls off, and that could be,
as is all those top guys.
Could be 10 years from now.
No, it ain't going to be 10 years from now.
I mean,
3-4 at the most, I would say.
Mahomes,
most really.
I mean,
well, it's hard, dude. CJ Stroud is going to overtake Mahomes in the next 4 years. Promise you.
Whoa!
Promise you. Wow.
My goodness.
Maybe not with
I was going to say record that. I know all these are recorded, but
no, they're recorded.
Bro, CJ Stroud has played 2 or 3 excellent games. Mahomes has 3 Super Bowls.
No, he doesn't.
Or 2 Super Bowls and 1 loss.
2 MVPs.
And he's 28.
Anyway, here we go.
Getting old.
The Bears D2 boy going on the road to Nolans. Gobo, you going to catch any of this game with our other quarterback?
I didn't. I was at the hospital picking up my daughter from the NICU when this happened, but when this game went down. But I did watch the highlights, and Saints defense looks pretty solid. I think the Bears are doing an okay job of trying to salvage their season now that Fields is out. But what is it? Bagent? Bagel. Yeah, I mean, dude ain't it. It's one of those. It's I don't think it's even really debatable. Like the Bear. I mean, it's just more misery for the Bears. I mean, there should be a Bears fan on this show as well because like they can't get out of their own way, and I just don't see that changing anytime in the near future. So yeah, they kept it close, but the Aints were the R's this year this week.
Yeah. And Dame's your quarterback got a lot of action this week. You were talking about it last week.
I'm happy. I'm happy that somebody's watching this show and realizing that they need to use Taysom Hill more because he's awesome. I still want him on my roster.
Taysom Hill is great.
Pick one player, like I would obviously not pick him, but he would be a player that I would definitely want on my roster.
Utility, get a touchdown, first down, throw it, run it, catch it.
He's like throwing a touchdown, catching or running for at least one or two every game now.
So. Could you imagine Taysom Hill and Christian McCaffrey on the same offense?
No.
Who the fuck? Like, there'd be no defending him. Like, it'd be unbelievable. It's just giant, beefy white dudes who can play any position.
It's almost like when Deebo Samuel will come back, and then we'll see them uptick their offense again.
Exactly. No, you're not. That's a very good. Other than I have not seen Deebo throw the ball that much, like take snaps.
No, that's true.
But other than that, that was almost a perfect. I mean, he's basically a wide receiver running back.
McCaffrey doesn't throw it a lot,
but
much as Taysom.
Taysom Hill's also like a tight end,
right?
Yeah,
right.
I mean, he's ridiculous, dude. He's ridiculous.
Yeah,
no reason a man that big should be that shifty.
Yeah, he can play slot. He can play wideout. He can play tight end. He can play fullback. He can play quarterback. He can play halfback. Like you could probably put him in a tackle. He'd probably.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's also funny that we talked about the Bears, like pretty much, and then we talked about him, but the game, well, whatever. Saints win. It's fine. We're all like, me. Colts. Where I lost my phone here. Colts, Carolina. G-Men.
Where I gained one on you guys, most likely. Took wait.
You took
Yes.
Yeah. What? Back up. Hold on. Slow.
Like, what did I pick this week? What happened? I don't know what happened here. Forgot to put
Carolina after they came off their first win. You were thinking B. Young was going to get 2 in a row, even though you were
that I didn't cross it off, so I thought I was right now. I was like, holy shit. Well, guys, 2 in a row is too much for the young guy. That's all I got. Fuck you.
That's all I got. Fuck you.
Minshew magic. Minshew.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, this game was very.
Oh, it was easy to.
Gobo, you have anything to add to this?
I mean, there's not a lot to add to it. The Colts defense is like they're above average. I would say they're above average, not elite, but they looked elite against the Panthers because that team is just so bad. Like, I mean, that's another one where it's like I don't know what the hell Carolina's next move is. I like their front office more than teams like the Bears or the Broncos, but this year is a wash.
Yep, I agree. All right. The segment of the show we all know will take. Actually, might not take.
I don't know how I feel about their front office, dude. They traded Christian McCaffrey, and then they traded up to draft a worse quarterback.
Yeah, they did. I mean, maybe not. Yeah, definitely not this year. But I just think statistically, just like looking at, I've seen Carolina turn it around faster than some of the other franchises that I mentioned. Because I mean, if you look at like Chicago and Denver are going on almost decade-long losing streaks, where Carolina will be like 3-12 one year, Super Bowl next year. Like
right, they've been a fairly successful franchise. What'd they get for DJ Moore?
They got the first overall pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
was DJ Moore and then some other stuff too. They gave the Bears quite a bit.
I was like, now you have a quarterback with no one to throw to.
Right.
The best running back in a generation. But whatever.
Now they'll have Blake Martinez. So moving some Pokemon cards for him.
Yeah.
Charizard.
Charizard.
Well, Dames went to Vegas Luck, got the win. G-Man Jas, we'll start with you. Giants at Raiders. Spoke on DJ at the beginning of the show, but go ahead.
I mean, you can insert a lot of Damon's comments from his game into mine, and they're the exact same thing. Excuse me. The Raiders, rookie fucking quarterback, must-win situation, and this is what we show up in 30-6. Like, I couldn't even imagine it being this bad. Like, we had played 3 good games in a row, blah, blah, blah. And then Hell just says, oh, I'm going to open up right here, drop you guys down inside, and fucking burn you. Burn you by the Raiders and their stupid rookie quarterback and their ex-Giant cheering them on against the Giants. People getting injured. And everyone is questioning, Saquon has to be questioning his comments earlier about wanting to be a Giant for life. He's probably now like, okay, get me out of here. Let me have a chance to win, next year, next couple years.
I didn't mean it.
So, yeah, Giants 6, Raiders 30. I went to my buddy's house, Jordock. Had some nice wings he prepared for me, the smoker, so that was the best part about, the game.
Yeah, I mean, NFHell. I mean, we talk about the show, how it happens, but one injury, DJ's back, your line's back. It's supposed to be kind of like you said, the defense was playing well. You got a squeaker of a loss against the Jets. Obviously, we know that. But then so was the score close before DJ went down? I mean, did they just come and just kick the shit out of you the whole game?
He went down early. I think we gave up fuck, I don't even remember. I blacked out. DJ went out. DJ went out. DeVito came in, and I'm like, game's over, guys. Game's over. So doesn't matter.
Anything you want to add to this shellacking?
Not really. The Raiders have 2 elite players in Max Crosby and Devontae Adams. The rest of the team is honestly pretty bad. And they made the Giants look foolish. So yeah, there's got to be some changes.
Right, James.
I mean, no.
All right.
This is what can you say about this game?
All right.
I picked the Raiders, but it's just you guys didn't.
We're gonna see Saquon as the quarterback and running Wildcat for a few games at the end because DeVito's gonna die. Barkley's the other quarterback. Barkley, like, who do we have left? They're basically gonna just have to go.
Colin Kaepernick.
Wildcat, yeah. Bring back Cap.
Still staying in shape. The last I heard.
Yeah, just run every play between him and Saquon.
There you go.
Tuck it deep to Hyatt.
Yeah, you do like an Air Force.
You guys think about this. This is debatable. Some people say Kaepernick wasn't even good when he was good.
It's amazing.
We were just talking about how rare of a position this is in the NFL, and even like the backups. Why hasn't he gotten a job anywhere?
Right. Because my question is
anywhere.
That, but it's because the good doesn't outweigh the distraction.
I mean, you don't know if it could be a distraction until it actually is.
Right. And here's the thing is, like, you can be a polarizing figure in the NFL and still get your money, but like you have to be really good. And here's the thing, Colin Kaepernick had a couple of elite seasons, and then he got his situation reminded me a lot of like Matt Schaub or like Vince Young or quarterbacks who like they take so much damage that they just stop being able to throw the ball accurately. It's like happens overnight. And it's just like they lose their depth perception. And that was Kaepernick. His last season with the 49ers, he could not complete a pass.
Bad.
Yeah. That was that's
so
that's
I think that if he was as good as he was, the first couple of years he was a Niner and the controversy would have happened then, nobody would even be talking about it.
Yeah.
He'd be playing for another team.
Yep. So Philly keeps on rolling when they don't even seem to be rolling, even though they are. They beat Dallas in the showdown.
All right, I got to start this game. Dude.
Okay. Crackers
I
probably.
picked Dallas because I'm like, fucking prove it to me, Philly. Fucking prove it to me. And once again, both of these teams tried to lose this game in the fourth quarter. So I'm still walking away with a Philly victory, not being impressed. I'm sorry. Shoot me.
Amen.
Doesn't really surprise me at all, James, because I told you this was going to happen, and you said you were going to believe, and here we are not believing because it was somewhat of a weird game. Philly made enough plays, and yeah, I mean,
I see that differently. I see Philly screwed up less plays in the fourth quarter than Dallas did. That's what I see, because both these teams tried to give this game to the other team in the fourth quarter. Terrible.
Gobo.
I mean, yeah, it was an ugly game. I want to know, does anybody have the statistical numbers on the like 3rd and 1 butt push that Philly does every week? Where they just like they run the same play over and over again, and every team knows they're doing it, and it is unstoppable.
Dude, it all stems from Kelsey.
Right.
This fucking guy.
It's not just
why
him.
you have a documentary.
It's the whole Eagles
Dude,
offensive
you watch.
line.
They need 6 inches, and the play starts. It goes really slow, and then all of a sudden they're 5 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
I will also remind I will also remind you, yeah, Jalen Hurts squats 600 pounds, so it's a nice combination of the best center.
Yeah, Hurts.
That's a great point. I've never heard anybody make that point. That is a fantastic point.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that they like that's just
gotta be 100%.
football, man.
Down and boom.
I think it's been stopped
big
once.
boy.
It's been stopped once.
I think it's been stopped at literally one time.
It got stopped because Kelsey put his, which is actually legal, 2 hands down. But the official saw it as the other guy's hand. He thought it was the guard's hand, and they had to tell him that, and it shouldn't have been a penalty on him. It's crazy.
Oh, good to know.
Crazy.
Anyway, Cracker, thanks for tuning in. Sorry about Dallas. Thanks for picking your games. We appreciate it.
I picked Dallas, but I'm glad Philly won.
Hey, yeah, I picked Dallas too.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Another gainer.
Fucking Eagles, man. Hate the fucking Eagles. Well, Dames, you took the Bills. Gobo's replacement took the Bills. Bengals.
Why did I do that?
I don't know why you did. You love Josh Allen.
The Bills are a better team. Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
Bengals are on the rise.
Are they?
It's hard to say.
Coming off the bye, Burrow's healthy. Chase, the receiver, didn't even hardly get
Chase.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I felt like he wasn't even that. I feel like the Bengals just played this game too easy. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't like they didn't have to do anything special.
How is it that they look so inept in weeks 1 through 4? And I'm not talking about just this year. I'm talking about like the last 3 years.
I know.
And then all of a sudden, it's easy. Like they're just like, fuck everybody.
Burrow, right? It's like Burrow just chill in the offseason. He's like, I just need a few games to get into it. I don't know. But Jamar Chase has a back injury, is why.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I think he was slowed, and we'll see if he plays this coming week. But yeah, Cincinnati, they look unstoppable. Bills, you're always just questioning, can they beat what they meet up with in the playoffs? Can they overcome that?
agreed. Gobo.
I mean, this was a big win for Cincinnati. It really was. And this is kind of where it's like it's kind of a weird point in the season for a team to be kind of finding their identity, because it's I mean, it happens every year, but it's really, I never thought that the Bengals were going to be this team that starts off slow and then makes a huge push towards the end of the season. But honestly, yeah, they look good. I mean, that Burrow to Jamar Chase LSU connection, that thing is deadly. They got a great vibe. I mean, their defense showed up a little bit, and yeah, I mean, if you can slow down Josh Allen, the Bills, they're pretty beatable. So yeah, good on Cincinnati. I picked the Bills in this game as well. I didn't think that Cincinnati could really get it done and against a major opponent on a big stage like this, but they proved me wrong. So we'll see what happens. The AFC playoffs are going to be wild this year.
They are.
They're wild.
We'll probably see those two teams again. Last game of the week. Obviously, I'll start this piece of shit. The Jets came out, fumbled the ball, penaltied the ball, punted the ball, penaltied the ball, fumbled the ball, didn't catch the ball. Defense balls out. All my players were supposed to, be helping out my quarterback, the running back, the wide receivers, dropping passes. Special teams let a punt go to the house. We led in time of possession. We had more yards passing and rushing. We pretty much dominated the game except in turnovers, which led to points, which led to a loss. So, what a piece of shit game. Dames, you took the Chargers. We all took the Jets. I guess we'll go next.
Yeah, I didn't do it to be offensive or to be different. I legitimately thought the Jets were not going to win this game.
Well, you were right.
And right out of the gate, it put Zach Wilson in a hole by giving up a fucking special teams touchdown. And the minute that happened, I was like, I'm not worried about this game at all. Because Zach Wilson, not only does he suck, but he's just not built to play. I mean, he's supposed to play with a lead or a tie game. Once he gets behind, he ain't bringing you back from nothing, really.
Right. So, yeah.
But that's okay because you get another fucking primetime game this week. Jesus Christ. Enough.
I don't really think 7-0 that first punt return is
for the Jets.
Is a comeback. I mean, you're not going off of your game plan quite yet. But I mean, I know what you're saying. They're not a comeback team, but 7-0 you would think is a little different. But then when Wilson fumbles, Breeze fumbles, and you add those other things, then yeah, for sure, no. But it was pathetic game from start to ending, and pick the Jets and look what happens, bro.
Look what happens, Gobo. You watch this pile of shit game?
Yeah, I watched part of it. Fussy baby, but I watched the highlights of what I didn't see, and yeah, the Jets looked really out of sorts. I did not see this coming at all. I thought the Jets were going to roll in this game. Chargers are not really that good in prime time. They're not really good on the East Coast. I did not see this coming at all. But yeah, Bosa balled out. The Chargers defense played better than they have all season, and yeah, just they beat you guys up a little bit. So, yeah, things need to. There's both teams from East Rutherford need to make some changes here.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't say the Chargers were very impressive, even though they got the win. Kind of like the Jets against the Giants, got the win, not too impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But still, we beat the Giants, so that was cool.
Well, the Jets kind of dominated this game defensively. It's just the mistakes that Wilson didn't make that everybody else made his job impossible.
Yeah, I mean, fumble inside the 20. We're marching. We had the field position battle switched. Garrett fumbles. Then the next time we had the ball at the 50, Breeze fumbles. Then the next time Lazard drops a first down. And the next time Garrett drops a first down. It's like, what is going on? I'm like, Zach Wilson's actually playing pretty good, and no one else came to play. Like, no one. Besides the defense. I mean, they always come to play, so it's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah, Herbert had like 80-some yards at some point in the second half, and I was like in there winning, and it's just like, this is just weird.
Does it make you feel gross when you see that shit?
Yeah.
Like,
because I want to give the defense a hug and be like,
I felt disgusting when I saw we held Lamar Jackson to no touchdowns passing or throwing 187 yards, and we lost 37-3.
Yeah, if someone bets you before the game that you'd bet on everything you had because You think that's impossible?
If they said, here's the score, 37-3, and here's Lamar Jackson's numbers, no touchdown passes or throws, and he was 187 yards, I'd be like, we won 37-3. Woo woo.
What happened? What happened?
Right.
Anyway, that brings us to the end of last week's games, where now I am sitting at 75-61. Dames with his 5-9 week this week, 76-60. One game up on me yet. G-Men 9-5 up to 79-57.
First place.
In first place. And Gobo, null and void. We'll get you caught back up next week with your
Give me his number again.
His previous.
Yeah.
He is 67-55.
Pretty good.
All right, so we are ready now to move on to Week 10 of NFL. Don't forget to stick around when we're done with this. Ricky's picks coming up. Starting off, Carolina, traveling to Chicago. Can't they flex these games yet?
I was going to say, can they just air like some Friends reruns instead of this game?
Obviously not Sunday Night Football.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like who gives a shit about this game? Is it okay if I go first? Sorry.
Yeah, you are.
The Bears are gonna win 11-10 in the most boring game imaginable that nobody's gonna watch.
Demon, add to this boring game.
There is a slight chance Justin Fields will be back. Most likely not, though. You'd imagine they would just, get the extra 10 days after this Thursday night game. I am going to predict a 3-0 winner of whatever coin toss you guys can come up with for me. Home team is heads in Chicago. Home teams is heads in Chicago, or whatever the logo is.
Trusty Pogs out here again. All right, so we're going to be pogging
3-0, Jails.
With Mufasa.
All right, give me Mufasa.
Right, so if you see Mufasa, it's the Bears.
Mufasa is the Bears.
It is the Bears.
Bears.
I'll keep the Pogs out because I feel like there's going to be a lot of coin flips this week.
0-3. 0-3.
Well, I am going to go next. I am actually going to take the road team on this Thursday night. This D2 quarterback, I don't think he is ready. I feel like Carolina's got some defense that's going to – I watched this kid play last week. He doesn't have it. Carolina, I feel like they've won a game. They've been in a few. They kind of know where they're at. So take the little – I don't know if it's an upset. I don't even know who's favored, but I'm taking Carolina on the road. Dames.
I am going to watch this game, and I'm going to enjoy this game because it's the only game. There's no other game. So this one's easy to watch, and I think it probably could be pretty entertaining. Remember, you guys, it's not always about the teams that you're looking at on the sheet. It's about the game that actually gets played. And I think these two teams are in similar situations, all right? They're both bottom barrel teams trying to prove to the other that they're not worse. And to me, that's going to make for good football, whether I'm going to pretend that these are both Super Bowl contenders and that this is a fun game to watch. And I'm going to cheer for Chicago at home, 14-12.
Well, shit, guys, on the side note, which I don't think anyone said, this is a benefit. Chicago has both of these draft picks, so it's kind of a win-win, loss-loss type deal because they're still the 1 and 2 picks, 2 and 3, 1 and 3. I don't know.
They want to win now so they can give them another loss and then lose the rest because they're in control. That's
strategy.
Yeah. Moving on to going up to New England. Patriots just lost at home this week. I think Indianapolis is going to go up there and do it. I think they're going to beat them again. I think they're going to lose another one at home. I've been hearing some chatter about Belichick, and now I'm not hearing that he's out, but I think if he is out, it's at the end of the season, not during. I have heard that, but I'm going to take Indy on the road, Minshew Magic, going up there. That defense is way. It's going to give little Mac some problems. James.
The ultimate sign of disrespect would be to relieve Belichick of his duties in the middle of a season.
Yeah.
That would just be, I mean, I would like almost wish that the NFL would have rules against that. It would be like, no, you cannot do that to this. All right, I don't love the man, but I respect what he's done, and there'd be no greater sign of disrespect than to do it in the middle of the season. That said, I hope that Indianapolis wins, but I got New England 17-14.
G-Man. Bounce back win, huh?
It's hard to win in Foxborough, dude.
Oh,
We can't hear you, G-Man. Go
lost it.
ahead and go to you. We'll get G-Man coming up.
Yeah. We'll let
Yeah,
Demon
yeah.
work his tech issues. Yeah. I don't really have anything interesting to say about this game. I'm just gonna kind of mirror Dame's. I hope Indy wins it. I think they have a good defense, but I think Minshew. I don't know. I like Ramondre Stevenson was pretty impressive last week in the lost. It's hard to think that the Patriots are going to lose two at home in a row. I think it'll be close. 27-24, Pats.
G-Man. Now you may go, my brother.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I picked New England and they lose, so I'm done picking them again. Indy 21-3. Minshew has a little magic. New England has one of their, I don't know if you want to call it normal games or off games. And
Minshew
they have no receivers, man. What's his name's out. And they suck. They suck.
Well, nice mustache there, Minshew.
I was like, Dames has got it.
Yeah. It's a me.
Pick the Colts, James?
No.
Me and James had the Pats. You guys both had the Colts.
Yep. All right. Probably maybe the game of the week. A lot of people are going to be tuning into this one, I think. The Browns go to Baltimore. Ravens. It's going to be a big game up there. This defense against this offense. Gobo, we'll start with you.
Ooh, you got to do that to me, man. I hate it.
Yeah. Be ready.
And we're in Baltimore, you said?
Baltimore.
I'm taking oh my god. I almost want to flip a coin. I'm taking Dick Touch guy. I'm taking Browns on the road. I think Baltimore is going to be way up on that run game because they slaughtered Seattle last week. They're going to try to replay the same methods. I don't see Lamar really scrambling or utilizing the pass game until the second half. And I think if they try to run, Garrett is going to have a field day. So I'm going to say 20. We'll go 31-27. Browns win it. Baltimore makes a push at the end, but Cleveland gets the win.
G-Man.
As I have Baltimore winning this game, similarly to what they did last week to Seattle, 37-3, and by similarly I mean exactly. Cleveland kind of reminds me of similar offense, and they're playing Baltimore at home. So when everyone thinks Cleveland's really good, all of a sudden Baltimore's going to come in and just stomp them, and now they're going to hop up in that conversation. If they've already been there a little bit, but now it's, are they joining the Chiefs, Bengals, and Bills as a four-headed monster, which they might already be.
James Mars.
I like it, but I can't agree with it. I would love that. Would be great. I have a great respect for the Baltimore team. I have a decent respect for the Cleveland team, having just played them back to back. Both presented challenges. We obviously didn't play Baltimore at home. We played them on the road, 10 a.m. Seattle time. So I don't know if that factors in, but we have been traveling to the East Coast an awful lot this season. 4 times, I think, already. So, gosh, you guys, this is a game that I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch the shit out of this game. It's going to be hard for me to not watch the ball, but I'm going to be watching the trenches in this game because much like I did with the Dallas Philadelphia game, I just watched Kelsey. Every snap on the Eagles, I just watched Kelsey because I wanted to see that guy is so good. But anyway, I'm going to be watching the trenches of this game because I think that's where this one is won. These guys are they're getting their names based on their star players like Myles Garrett and Lamar Jackson, Sean Watson. And that's fine, but I think there's a lot of goody goodness in those trenches that don't ever get credit. So you're watching that part of the game, and I think Baltimore is going to come out on top 34-31.
All right, moving to Cincinnati. Rookie boy going up to the Bengals. This will be the test. I'm going to start on this one. I think Cincinnati keeps rolling. I think Stroud's. I think his future is bright? Do I think he's going to be great? Yes, but I think this defensive line of Cincinnati doesn't get enough credit. They get after the quarterback. That Hendrickson, I believe his name is a monster. Last game he was just causing Revick all night long on Josh Allen. So I think that's going to be the same. Excuse me, but with a rookie. So I'm going to take Cincinnati at home, and I'm going to say 28-16. Gobo.
This could be a playoff matchup, guys. Which is crazy to think of Houston in the playoffs with that rookie quarterback. This is going to be a good game. I think there's going to be a lot of offense going on. I think both teams kind of struggle on defense. They both have great quarterbacks. It's just, who's got the ice water? I'm going to give it to Burrow, but I'm going to say 37-34 in overtime. Joe Burrow gets it done.
Demon.
Cincinnati at home, 35-20. You guys made up a lot of good points. And I think, Joe Gould has it at home. They're rolling. And they may see Houston again, like you said. It'll be interesting.
James.
James is taking the kid, I think.
I think you guys are wrong on a lot of things here. I'm not taking the kid. I think that the Cincinnati defense is going to present him a challenge that he hasn't seen yet, and he's going to throw a couple picks. I think this is going to be a Rook come down to earth again, Rook type of game, and I'm going to give it Cincinnati rolls on their offense, 30-17.
Right.
On a side note, he is on pace for the lowest interception percentage ever.
And to break the rookie yards record. Also,
well, I think Rodgers had 2 interceptions that one season where he threw like 500 and whatever passes, and he only has one. And he's almost thrown 300 passes and only has 1 interception or something right now.
Yeah, it was a great year until we lost to the Giants in the playoffs.
Yes, it was.
Yes. All right, another great game. Maybe maybe dark horse, or maybe some people have this San Francisco Jacksonville Super Bowl preview? Question mark? Could happen. San Francisco going to Jacksonville. James Mars, we'll start with you.
Yeah, San Francisco's coming off a bye. Jacksonville's won 5 in a row. They're at home. God dang. I love a big dick, you guys. I really do. And so
Sure, I knew that for sure.
what's that?
So I'm not sure I knew that until just now.
Yeah, no, Shanahan's
I've been saying it every week for the last
Shanahan's a huge dick,
year and a half.
but I don't like him. I like Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence. I think there's really nothing to not like about him. I don't know the size of his penis, but if it's anywhere in proportion to his face, it's huge. That's the only thing I have a basis for, right? This is awesome, you guys. Does the 49ers win, or do they lose a 4th straight game? That would be insane to think of a Super Bowl favorite within that season where they are a Super Bowl favorite to win or to lose 4 games in a row or to not win 5 weeks in a row. Now, notice that while they were on a bye week, the NFC West was able to muster all of 6 points in 3 games against other opponents. But this would be a non-win for the 49ers 5 weeks in a row. If they lose, against my better judgment, I'm going to call Jacksonville 21-24.
Hey, Dames, I think you brought up a lot of good points. I actually think Jacksonville is on a roll. The 49ers, just because they come off a bye, I feel like doesn't mean they magically fix kind of what's been happening. And I think this Jacksonville team at home, this crowd is, I think, this might be the biggest game of the year for Jacksonville. And it's at home. Does their crowd, their fans show up and say, hey, maybe we want to keep them here in Jacksonville for a few years? As Gobo, we're trying to say that we're going, they're going overseas. So I am also going to take Jacksonville. I think San Francisco is one of those teams where maybe at the beginning of the year they got some wins, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like now this whole stuff about Purdy, maybe it's coming to some fruition, as in we're seeing kind of, they got film on him. It's a little tougher to score. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, let him get his touches, let him get his touchdown, beat him a different way. So I'm taking Jacksonville, BDB, putting a big stamp on it. Gobo.
I think that stat line that Dames gave, the NFC West scored 6 points all of last week. That might be my favorite stat line this season.
Pretty impressive.
I want to pick Jacksonville. I think that this is going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But I don't see the 49ers losing 4 in a row. I think it's unfortunate that this is kind of where the streak has to, switch ends for both teams. But I'm taking 49ers 28, Jacksonville 14. Couple of turnovers is going to give 49ers a pretty convincing win here.
So before Jas goes,
Yeah.
did. That's how you go against what is currently happening or has happened in the NFL. Go against the 4-game win or 5-game win streak and against the 4-game losing streak. And that's how you arrive. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no one has mentioned what we were talking about earlier, which is what if you had another player with Christian McCaffrey? Well, Gobo Samuel is definitely trending to be back in this game, and he is the difference. San Francisco puts it back together by just running their nice offense that gets it into those 2 playmakers' hands, which opens it up for Kittle and Ayuk. And Purdy doesn't have to force anything or be special. He just has to do what he used to do, which is score 35 points. Jacksonville's 32. Should be a good game. This is definitely one. It's a noon game we'll be watching.
Yep.
What score did I give for this game?
35-32.
I don't know what you gave.
No, that's what you gave. What did Dame say?
Oh, what did he say?
You didn't get mine.
Right. No, I'm sorry.
All right, now I'm going to give it to you.
Okay, yeah, give me your score now.
I'm going to say 24-17 because that's 17 is what the 49ers have scored in each of their losses.
I think he did say that. 24.
All right. Moving up to Minnesota, Dobbs is going to get, a full weekend of practice, maybe get to know some players' names. Saints come to town. I like what he's doing. I think he continues to roll. Saints, Schmaints. I don't think they have an identity yet. Yeah, their defense is playing pretty well, but I like this. I like this momentum that Minnesota's on. I'm also going to be going up to this game with one of my buddies. He's a huge Vikings fan, asked me to go up, so I will be. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be scolding so much to speak, but I'll be sitting in the seats. I want them to do well for my friend. So I'm going to take them at home. I think they're going to continue to roll. Like I said, I'm going to say 24-10 Minnesota. G-Men, your thoughts?
My thoughts are similar to yours. Minnesota at home. You might get the hot New Orleans team. You might not. You might get the Minnesota defense that shows up. You might not. So this is very close to a coin toss. But a few more days for Dobbs, and he's gonna do it at home, and get the Vikings' hopes up, only to come crashing down at some point later in the season. Vikings 24, New Orleans 13.
Gobo.
Vikings 28, Saints 10. Yeah, the Vikings offense is going to keep rolling. I don't really see. I mean, if they incorporate Taysom Hill in there a little bit more, I mean, it's still a pretty easy offense to play against, just because they don't have a lot of other threats. I mean, Kamara could be a difference maker. I just don't think the Saints have what it takes to win this. I think they just squeaked by the Bears, who are pretty bad. So yeah, I'll take 28-10 Vikings.
James, is this setup for you, dude? All three of them.
I love this because Gobo, in his last pick, totally throws out what's happened in the past to make his pick. And then he's like, oh, they just barely beat the Bears. So that's why I'm making it in the very next game.
I could talk about the quarterback sticks more if that.
Well, at least that means
that
something.
seems to be the focus of your.
At least that means something. I think I bring up boners and dicks more than any.
I was gonna say
any other analyst on.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Is this
Okay.
a good thing?
Yes, Minnesota finally has a quarterback, but guess what? New Orleans has two. All right. And I'm going to keep tooting the horn of Taysom Hill. I think he might have 3 touchdowns in this game if they let him return kicks too.
Two.
But can you imagine the dick on this fella?
Oh my god.
No, I can't.
All right. So, no, seriously, in all seriousness, I think New Orleans defense is pretty good. They're battling for a division crown, and Minnesota, quite frankly, is not. They may feel like they have a shot, but that's not really realistic. I do like Dobbs. I think the story but it doesn't continue being the Kurt Warner used to bag groceries at Hy-Vee type of thing that everybody's wanting it to be.
In Iowa.
New Orleans 24-14.
New Orleans by 10 on the road in Minnesota. Gobo. Your Packers travel into Pittsburgh. Tomlin's home court. Let's hear it.
Yeah, we're not gonna win this game. I think that that'll be a kind of a defensive struggle, but I think Tomlin will find a way to get it done at home. 17-13, Steelers.
G-Man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick Green Bay twice in a row either. Just all the little things add up. 20-13, Pittsburgh at home. They got a two-headed running back with Warren and Najee Harris. That everyone thought Najee was the man, and he was for a couple years. Now they split it up, and it's a pretty good 1-2 punch all game. So Pittsburgh wants to control the game. A couple sacks with Watt. Gobo will be back with the rest of us.
Yep. I'm gonna go with you two because I want Dames to go last again because I'm also taking Pittsburgh. I just think Watt, that defense is just gonna be way too much. Like you were saying about the Packers, it's like Love still can't complete passes over 10 yards. Good luck this game because the Steelers do like to control the clock. Tomlin at home. I think Pittsburgh's defense is just too much for the Packers offense, honestly. James Mars, 3 for 3. Are you about this one, huh?
As I wrote Pittsburgh down because it's a logical choice. Just trying to find a way to talk myself into picking Green Bay.
Because you're behind me, you need to catch up.
No, I need to do shit, my friend. Whatever whatever lead anyone has on me going into the final week of the season, I'm confident I will prevail even at that late time. Thank you for reminding me that you're in first place. Always appreciate that.
With three perfect games, by the way, in case you guys forgot.
My lead lasted but a week, but actually 3 days because I missed the first 4 fucking games.
Yeah.
By then. All right. So I think a couple turnovers forced by the Green Bay defense puts Jordan Love in an easy situation to get a couple garbage touchdowns. And that's all it's going to take for Green Bay to come out with a victory, 17-12.
All right, Dames Marvs.
Worked for me last week.
Next up, Tennessee. Do I have this right? What's the next game? Tennessee
at Tampa Bay, yeah.
Yeah, I do have it right. Okay. Sorry, for some reason I was thinking they already played. My bad. Sorry, NFL. We just go live. We don't matter. Tennessee at Tampa Bay. This is our boy Levis going down to Baker Mayfield's land. Whew. This is going to be a tough pick. Oh my God. I don't even know who wants to go first on this one. I don't. Jet G-Man. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm going to jump all over the Levis bandwagon here. Pick them against Baker Mayfield at home. This is one of those kind of where I just, say I would probably pick Tampa Bay for all the reasons of their defense. Run game's been pretty good lately. White's been pretty good, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I'm picking Tennessee, because we are in the NFL we're in. And, America wants to see Levis come out with a win and kind of be like, all right, let's get this young, fresh quarterback kind of the rest of the season on the up and up, going into next year as one of those young guys that we think might blow up into the man. So Tennessee, let's see, they're going to score 23, Tampa Bay 16.
Gobo.
Oh, Tampa by a lot. What did Dame say earlier? Baker Mayfield is a warrior. I think honestly he's got some gas left, man. It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick Tampa because they kind of win games they're supposed to lose and they lose games they're supposed to win. So I don't know. Tennessee could win this one, but I just don't see it. I'm taking Baker at home. 26-13.
Okay. Dave Smarts.
Back to Baker. God damn it. He's got all the makings of this great, just story. But he's not a good person, dude. I don't think he's a good dude. He's always been kind of a douche, jerk in public. That's going back to the college days even. Okay. His persona is not one that many people want to root for. But I like watching him on the field, man. He's got some gusto, a little bit of magic. And I think that what I said first is why things like what happened to him last week happen. He goes and makes all this great, but the karma's not on his side these days. So I'm going to go with Tennessee. And I don't really care what the score is. It's 21-20, I guess.
Tennessee? All right.
Tampa Bay, yeah. Tampa Bay hasn't won since week 4, so maybe they're due.
Well, and I'm going to jump. I'm going with Gobo.
They just suck. They just suck.
I'm taking Tampa Bay. And again, this is, and I feel like maybe I said this last time. This is my last time. I can't remember. I need to go watch the tape, throw the red flag. Maybe I said it before, but I'm taking Tampa Bay again. I love Levis, but I just think a rookie quarterback going down to a hostile environment, good defensive-minded coach. I feel like, and like I said, Baker's playing pretty well. So I feel like Tampa Bay can get back on the right track. I think they're going to win this one in a close one. What?
Is it really hostile down there, or is it just a bunch of tourists?
No, it's hostile in Tampa Bay. They got that big
big pirate ship. Yeah, it's cool.
They have
That
a
is cool. That's what I mean. Seems touristy.
21-17 Tampa Bay.
they have a cannon.
Yeah, they have a yeah. Do you have a cannon? Do we have a cannon in our no, we don't. Atlanta, Arizona. Wow, what a barn burner. G-Men, go ahead. Start this barn burner right off.
The protests are out. Free Bijan Robinson. Free Bijan. Give him some fucking touches. Arthur Smith, wake up, bud. Run this thing through this guy. This should be like a cross between like a Tyreek Hill offense where you're throwing him a bunch of those ones because he can receive. And then, also the 15 to 20 carries on top of the 10 receptions. So Atlanta's going to wake up, maybe give him more touches than they have with all the fan pressure, and he blows up. Atlanta, 33. Arizona, back-to-back shutouts.
Gobo, go ahead, Nick. Go
I
Nick.
kind of want to pick Arizona just because like they they kind of win these like they've won one surprising game this year. They're not going to win. Yeah, no, it's Atlanta. I'll say 28-3. Bijan gets a couple of touches. Atlanta's offense looks functional against just a totally trash tanking opponent. So yeah, 28-3.
Okay, I'll go next, and I like that you guys picked Atlanta because I didn't really know who I wanted to pick on this game, so I'm down a game. Kyler Murray's back. Does he light any fire under Arizona's ace? And Atlanta, just to me, is still one of those teams like who really cares who they are. I feel like they have a quarterback. They don't. They play good. They're just one of those teams where that's who you should pick, and it's the NFL. And me living NFL, I know that every time you think you should pick something, you shouldn't. You should, whatever, blah, blah. I'm taking Kyler Murray. His little sports bra is coming back, and he's going to win. And they're going to win 28-24. James Mars.
You see this face?
We do.
This face is as excited as Jonathan Gannon is about Kyler Murray coming back. Okay. There's a reason for that. They don't get any better. Okay. Atlanta's gonna roll this game 21-5.
Oh, another safety.
I thought you were gonna say 4, just double safeties.
The two safeties. All right, Detroit's going California out to the Chargers. I think Detroit goes out there again. I just watched the Chargers play on Monday night. I was not impressed by any means, even though they got the win. I think Detroit is by far the better team. They're going to run the ball. They have a better defense. I think they go to LA. It's a nice environment to play in. It's not like it's going to be whatever. I think they go there and win. And I think they win 35-10. Dames.
Gosh. I'm looking at these rosters, and I think Detroit pretty much smokes them in every area except for quarterback. And when that happens, I have to pick, even though they're away, the Detroit Lions. I'm going to go 28-19.
Demon.
Justin Herbert reminds me of Dan Marino, where they show his profile on the Sunday night or Monday night game against the Jets, and they're like, he's the third youngest quarterback to reach this. He's the fourth youngest quarterback to reach this. He's only one of X amount of quarterbacks to do this. And you're like, holy shit. And then the next page flips and it's like, and he has a career 500 record. So, I mean, is it a product of his team? Of course. Is it a product of everything else? Yes, but like you're always left wanting a little more. And I think against the better teams, you're going to get the better team come out with a win, and that is Detroit on the road. I'm not saying it's impossible, but So it's a good football team. 27-20.
24. Got it. Okay. Go.
Hey,
Yeah. Detroit's gonna win this game. There's gonna be probably more Lions fans at SoFi. I mean, I hate to keep making that point whenever the Chargers play. But yeah, it's gonna be another home game coming off of a bye. Detroit's rolling. They got a great team this year. Chargers, they're fine, I guess. Pretty mediocre. So yeah, Herbert will get him a couple of garbage time touchdowns, but I'm going 35-17 Lions.
you know what, Jess? Sometimes I look at you and I'm like, what goes on in that guy's mind? And then you say things like, Herbert reminds you of Dan Marino. And I'm like, that is a perfect, like almost perfect. I mean, they're the same player if you think about it. I'm not even kidding. And then I wonder, like, how this brilliant mind, like you've done this like 3 times today, how this brilliant mind could like the Giants. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you.
Out of these 4 squares, I know I'm in the top 2 with Super Bowl rings, so I can't remember how many the Packers have, but
3.
You know, we got 4, so
Yeah, 4. Been to 5 though, right? Yeah.
No, we have 3. You're right. Yeah, we've been to 4.
No, you're right. Bart started 1, 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and yeah, the 96. I always forget that one with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've lost.
I'm literally wearing the hat from that Super Bowl.
We've lost Super Bowls and Jails has ever been to.
right.
NFL guys, NFL. If I'm actually,
So yeah, I mean,
you guys aren't. You guys act like you are. You're just hot. I'm actually in hell. You guys are like.
I was gonna say the Jets. The Jets, the only one of our teams to never lose a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, how do you like that, losers?
Yeah,
all right. Thanks, Gobo. I've never lost a big game.
I don't want to talk about championships anymore. Yeah. I wear this hat of the only fucking team that's never even been to the World Series.
I was going to say
only team.
I was like, the Rockies went to a World Series, and I'm pretty sure they assemble players in the parking lot.
All right, moving on. G-Man Jazz. This is the moment of truth. We're starting with you. Giants at Dallas. Are you taking the Giants in this game? That's
look at him.
Guys,
that's the question.
Guys, I already gave you my truth. That's not even a fucking question. You know who I'm taking. There's no way I'm gonna say goodbye, say goodnight, and go look in the mirror in having picked the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so no, I will not be picking the Dallas Cowboys. Do I expect the Giants to win? No. Do I expect this game to be close? No. But it's the NFL, and maybe Danny fucking DeVito wakes up, or maybe he gets knocked out first play, and Barkley comes in and pulls a Dobbs on us, and somehow we win in a miracle. But I'm going with it for one reason. I love the Giants, and 2, I'm kicking your guys' ass right now, so I can keep affording to do this. Thank you. Giants, we're going to have to score some points. 13, Cowboys 3.
All defense.
All right, Danes, go ahead.
The ghost of Leonard Williams shall prevail in this game.
Oh shit, that was a shocker.
All right, so wow, that was hard to listen to. I forget all that brilliant football mind shit I said.
Yeah, and then he picks the Giants.
It got to me.
Okay. Reality check. Dallas is going to win. They're not going to win 40-0. I can tell you that. They're not going to do that. I'm going to go 28-12.
All right. Sounds all right. That sounds close.
But I hope the Giants win. I will say that.
I mean, here's the deal. What's going to happen, in my opinion, is can it be just like the first game, horrible? Because there was some crazy shit that happened between the Giants and Cowboys in that game. That has nothing to do with like what team was. It was just like a like dumb shit. This game, whoever the Giants quarterback is just has to keep handing the ball off to Saquon 3 times. Throw it to him, get it to him. I don't care how many times you get it to Saquon, get it to him. It's the only way you're going to be in the game. Defense still plays good. They can get pressure up front. It is a division game. Not many division games in the NFL, sometimes to me, get that out of hand twice in a season.
I forgot one point that I wanted to make in my.
What was that?
I think that Dallas would have lost this game to Philly by a lot more had they not figured out their CeeDee Lamb problem. Again, for the second week in a row, they had him as a lineup as a number one, and he's much better in that spot.
Right.
So that they look better. I expect Dable to come up with a way.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I guess to Jails's point, Denver did just beat Kansas City. So,
right, crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking Dallas. Don't get me wrong. I'm taking Dallas. Do I want the Giants to win? That's what they need to do. They need to get pressure on Dak. So Thibodeau, Dex need to get in there. But if they don't, it's going to be a long day.
We didn't get after the rookie and for the Raiders. Somehow they blocked us. So yeah, I don't know if the Leo effect, one game. Hopefully it doesn't linger the rest of the year.
Gobo.
Names. Gobo.
I mean, Dak Prescott is like not good anymore, but he doesn't need to be to win this game. Yeah, 35-10 Cowboys. For all the reasons you guys said, just the Giants they're done.
D-Marv.
What?
You got
You
Dallas?
picked the Cowboys, 28-12.
Oh, my bad. Oh, no, I was actually just, going into the next game, which is the stupidest game in sports, flying all the way across the country to Seattle. Why are you winning this game?
God damn it! Sorry, the Kraken just lost another game in a shootout. I don't think we've ever won a shootout before. So, fuck my fucking phone. All right.
Back to the
Okay. So, in Seattle against Washington, I mean, we should win this game. We should win it by 3 touchdowns. Will we? No, we will not. It will be way closer than it needs to be. But I'm going to say we do finally put up some points. We put up 31, and I think we give up 20. 31-20.
Gobo?
That's a good pick. I was just thinking they're gonna win Seattle should win by more than one possession, but it's gonna be closer on paper than the score looks. So I'm gonna go 29-17. Seattle gets it done at home in kind of an ugly win. Washington doesn't. They're just not consistent. So they could win this game, but Seattle would have to make a lot of mistakes.
Yep. I'm going to go with both of you two. I'm going to say Seattle's defense comes out. They're going to show the dumbest name in sports. Their quarterback isn't that good. He's not the future. I think Seattle routes this game. I think this is when Washington's going to start feeling we don't have Chase Young. We don't have Swift. They're going to get ran all over. They're going to. I feel like this could be the blowout game. So I feel like Seattle's going to score a lot of points in this game. I'm going to say 38-13. Seattle blows out Washington at home.
I wanted to say too, yeah, it's like that Pete Carroll is going to be kicking some ass in practice this week after that fucking Ravens game. So yeah, you're not going to see the same Seahawks from last week. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well.
Yeah, you're good. G-Man.
In a world where Washington has Eric Bieniemy as their offensive coordinator, and they're getting better as the season goes on, and when they go on the road and they beat New England, and Seattle gets their ass kicked by Baltimore, and everyone's so confidently picking Seattle, has me starting to question my pick of Seattle because you guys all kind of just, so confident in this game. I mean, obviously it's against one of my division opponents, but maybe this game is a lot closer than we think. Maybe not. I do think Seattle wins, but NFHell, crazier things have happened. Washington 20, Seattle 23. The nail biter Dames.
Did I seem confident in my analysis?
Maybe I just heard the last.
I feel like I did.
I'm Ron
I
Burgundy.
felt like I said we should win this game by 3 scores. Will we?
Oh yeah, maybe I heard that and I was just like, what? 3 scores?
I said they were going to win big.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got a couple games left here. Week 10. Make sure you stick around after these two Ricky's picks coming up. Again, thanks for tuning in to NFHell. Sunday night, they can't flex the games yet. We're so sorry. The Raiders coming off a big win with the new coach. The Jets are coming to town. Sunday night football. I will actually probably be in a vehicle on my little tiny screen watching it on the way home. I'm going to start off. I'm going to say the Jets defense continues to play amazing. There really isn't any reason to think that they won't. I'm not sure about the Jets offense yet. I can't even say if we run the ball well, we should be able to at least control the clock. I think we win a close one, 16-12. And the reason I think it's close again, it's our defense keeps us in it. And our offense is going to score some points this week. Now, 16, you think whoopity ding dong, but I think it's enough against this Raiders-led team. I think the emotion of new coach, all that smoking cigars in the fucking locker room after beating a 2-win Giants team with their third backup core. You're in the locker room acting like you win the freaking Okay. Slow your roll there.
Yeah.
Relax. The Raiders did that.
They all were smoking cigars?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, dude. Yeah, like they were all in there. Yeah, the coach, everyone did.
Well, if you're the coach, of course I would be. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. We should be terrible.
Guys, that just shows you the environment they came from to the environment they're in. Like it was a nightmare to be in that locker room, and now they've been freed. So of course they're going to go over the top, and you know why not? They won. They're having fun again. Fuck it, in their mind they're 1-0 going forward. Let's just keep it rolling. So,
who are you taking, G-Man?
I'm not taking the Raiders. I'm just saying that's how their feeling is, and I don't have anything against them celebrating a win because I mean they released dumbass and we got Antonio Pierce. So, but I like Damon's 5 spot earlier, so I'm gonna go Jets 22, Raiders 5. Crosby will probably get back in there, knock one out, and the ball will go out of the back of the end zone or something. Safety, and other than that, they're gonna have a hard time passing on your defense. So you get the rookie quarterback, and he didn't make many mistakes last week, so he's probably bound to make a couple extra this week.
This is a must-win for the Jets, in my opinion. Also putting that out there. Gobo.
That was a really bad loss to LA last week for the Jets, and I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to pick the Raiders here. I think that Max Crosby, if he gets to Wilson, which I think he will, I think he's going to disrupt things. I think the New York is going to have a hard time moving the ball. I think that, and then other Wilson fumbling inside the 20. I mean, there was just so many mistakes that the Jets made. Raiders got swagger coming in. I think this is a hard pick. I think that it's not really a logical pick, but I think that just statistically, if you look for an upset this week, I think that this is probably one of the better chances. So yeah, I'm going to say 2017 Raiders at home.
Sadly, Jails. Hold on, James, 1 second. Last week I said the Giants against the Raiders was a must win, and now you're saying it this week. So let's hope the Raiders don't.
Are the Raiders going to beat all 4 of our teams this year?
Whoa. Hold on. Who have they beat so far?
The Packers and the Giants?
Oh my God. Oh, it could have.
Do you play him? Dames?
I wish.
Oh, I don't know. Do you wish? I mean, they're beating all of our teams.
Our schedule's much harder.
Who are you taking in this game, though?
I'm going to take the Raiders.
Adam Wind is a Raider.
I'm ready for this Jets story to end.
Don't let me down, Jets. This is a win for you guys. Come on, man.
That's what I said. Let's
I
go.
do think the Jets are going to win, but I ain't picking them.
What score you got?
18-8. 4 safeties.
4 safeties. Max Crosby has a 4 safety breaks the NFL record.
I swear to God, if that happens,
he's just gonna go water boy ballistic.
In Jass's game, he's got 2 safeties and a block extra point return.
Anyway, thanks for viewing NFL. Again, stick around. Ricky's picks are up next.
What?
Whoa. On Monday night.
I was like, don't skip the game of the week, bro.
I got it. The game of the week. Denver, Buffalo. Monday night. Russ going into Buffalo. I'm going to start this one off. They're in my division. Buffalo's going to roll. Monday night. They just played the Bengals. That was a tough game. A game where they should win. Buffalo usually steps up for these types of games, and they will win. I'm going to say they win 24-12. I think Denver goes back to their struggles. They're not gone. Dames.
Bravo. Russell Wilson in prime time, man.
What about it?
That's where he shines.
See it. Put your money where that mouth is, bro.
Yeah, I picked Buffalo last week when that happened. Mr. Confident.
You're taking Denver?
You're gonna take Denver?
Mr. Confident.
Why would Cincy last week over Buffalo?
Why wouldn't I? Denver's going to win this game 27-24.
Gobo.
Yeah, it's funny because this does kind of seem like a trap game. Like I said, Denver's won 3 in a row. On the road in prime time against Josh Allen, no fucking way, man. No, I
will put actual money on this.
Will? How much?
What do you think, James?
$10. Let's do it.
$10? All right.
Well, I'll bet you $10. Down 30.
$10. So you got it. So you win 30 if you win, or
no? This is how bad the odds are. We're each out 40, no matter what, or we're each out 30. If I win, if you guys win, I give you $10 each. If I win, you each give me $30. That's what the odds. So you're not that confident.
No. Yeah,
you're not that confident.
I said it was a trap game. No, yeah, okay.
I don't like the Bills, but I'm not. I'll win.
All right, so yeah, Bills 38, Denver 13. Russ throws 4 picks in this game.
Boom! Bold prediction. G-Men.
Bills at home Sunday night. Josh Allen. They haven't scored 30 in a while. They score 30. Denver does score some points. Get some Marvin Mims involved a little more. He'll score 1 for them. Denver 27, Buffalo 30. Week 10 ends.
All right, let's talk now. Say Denver wins this game. What are you thinking then?
They're flipping the script and they're for real.
If Denver wins this game, do we at that point that's 4 in a row. That's beating the Chiefs and the Bills.
All of a sudden they're a team. They're a team to beat.
I don't see it. But that'll definitely be the narrative around the sports talk in this town.
Yep. Can't wait.
I'm already seeing on Denver pages they're saying, "Can we really get? Are we really going to
get scored 70 points on and then come back and have it?
Are we really going to get rid of Russell Wilson?"
I don't know how they could. Know. I don't see any other team that would want to pay that much money for him.
True.
Well, even if they cut him, they're going to owe him so much they might as well just keep him.
Yeah. He's still
He's
having a good year with Sean. So slowly but surely, they're coming on. Anyway, join us next week when we talk about this, and we can all watch James Mars Venmo us each $10 for this game.
Let's do
it. Ricky, take it away. Give us your picks. Thanks for watching. NF.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Montalvo back here again with you. Another glorious week in the books. Opening up the Week 10 Sunday slate as we move on, try to keep gathering units in a very tough NFL and oftentimes hard to watch landscape. My friends, we are currently sitting at 16-12 on the season, up roughly 3 units with a 57% win rate. Last week, to touch and review, I gave you 4 bets. We had a bonus, and unfortunately, our bonus backfired on us. Oh man, you hate to see it. We were counting the units, and then we gave the units back, ultimately pushing. So it is what it is. You know me, I'm never mad at pushes. You know, we always just want to try to avoid those losing weeks. So let's review what we did. Last week, we had the Panthers +3. I'm sure a lot of you are asking me right now, Ricky, why did we bet that? Why'd we do that? That wasn't fun to watch or anything. If you actually go back and look, we were on a strong side and a strong position. I had told you last week that this was not a Gardner Minshew spot, and I was correct. The offense for the Colts doing little to nothing. They were outplayed on both sides of the ball. Offensively, the Panthers were better. Defensively, they were better from a metric standpoint. However, when you spot the opposing team 2 pick sixes, 14 points, you are not going to win your bet. I didn't invest much in that emotionally once that kind of started to break out. Really sad that Bryce Young kind of went back into pumpkin mode at home, but it just is what it is. We move. Last week, Eagles -3. This was one I wasn't like outrageously comfortable with. I really felt like 3 was a good number by the books, and I really kind of felt like it was a coin flip game. However, I still gave the edge to the Eagles because of the home field advantage and what Dak does against the elite teams. And if you saw the ending sequence of that game, man, Mike McCarthy, Dak, it was pretty much par for the course. But Eagles tried to give it away. Still, the -3 cashes. Feeling good about that. Bengals -2.5. This was, to me, a no sweat. I was watching this game with some friends, Sunday Night Football, a big one. And I was just enjoying the game the whole ride through. I don't think the Bills ever took the lead at any point. I felt comfortable with our position. It was a no sweat. The better team. It was public as can be. Same with the Eagles. But, you know, I rode with the public on a few different positions, and it was a pretty good week. I feel like for them in there in those spots. So Bengals -2.5, an easy cash. We were tucked in with our money. We were counting it, but Ricky just can't help himself. When he sees Jets, he bets Jets, and unfortunately for us, our last pick, we had the Jets +3. Again, another spot that I don't think the final scoreboard is as telling as what actually transpired in the game. An early special teams touchdown from the Chargers, and then some turnovers by the Jets. Their defense played lights out. You really didn't get a lot out of the Chargers offense until late in the game when it really didn't matter anymore, and the Jets defense had been out there forever. A position I would back again, but I will say this, them hanging the 3 and the 3.5 all week did not give me much confidence, inspire much in me. But it is what it is. We'll never bet the Jets again. No way, right? Anyways, which leads me to our lesson of the week, my friends, and that is live betting on games. My first year gambling, which was just about a short year ago, I was a live better. I like to take positions during games. If you're not familiar with live betting, it's where your app or a bookmaker gives you lines as the game is progressing, hoping that you'll either buy in, buy out, whatever. I don't do that anymore. I just like to just take my positions throughout the week and then just let Sunday happen. And there is advantages to live betting, but there's also some treacherous waters that can come with it as well. Kind of double-edged in my opinion. But the biggest reason I don't live bet is because I just want to enjoy Sunday and I just want to enjoy football. I was watching the games with some friends of mine, one buddy in particular, very involved in his phone, especially late in the day. Not for gambling reasons, but we all have fantasy teams. We all have positions in gambling. Just my advice to you is just set the phone down. Just enjoy football for what it is, and enjoy your Sunday. Try to relax. If you're gambling, but maybe you're out with the family, maybe the wife dragged you to the pumpkin patch, with the kids. Don't be checking your phone every 2 seconds looking for fantasy updates or gambling updates. Just let it rock, let it ride, enjoy your life, enjoy the ride. Although I will say, I think the NFL is kind of cooked to a degree for me, is with the way officiating has gone, and some of the things I saw. The Mac Jones sack, that was a roughing the passer, that was the cleanest hit I've ever seen. Some of the illegal man downfield from offensive linemen, illegal contact plays. Some of it's getting ugly, man. So I digress. Enjoy football. I'm not a live bettor anymore. If you are, good for you, but please be careful out there if you are indulging in it. And all that being said, let's move into our Week 10 slate. As we move to our first game of Rookies Picks, we have the Browns at the Ravens, noon at MT&T Stadium. This line currently tucked in at the 6. Right now, money is on the Cleveland side, while the public is slightly split. Again, it's early in the week. As always, this is recorded on a Tuesday, posted on a Wednesday. So money and things like that can move around a lot. Don't take too much credence into that, if that's even the right word. So moving forward with this game, to me, the biggest question that I have about betting the Browns right now is the exchange from PJ Walker to Deshaun Watson. When Walker was out there, I actually felt better about my Browns positions. He's slow and steady, some questionable turnovers, but for the most part, he knows what he's doing. He has a lot of experience now in the NFL. He's a former Panthers quarterback. And I've just felt better when he was out there. And when Deshaun is out there, I just don't know what you're going to get out of the guy. I don't need to go into his past, but I think it really messed with who he is, where he's at mentally, and we don't really truly know with the way his play is when we see flashes of old Deshaun, and if maybe we're actually indulging in new Deshaun, which is just a bad quarterback. On the other side of the ball, we've got the Ravens, who are absolutely peaking. The Ravens, I had taken a position on Seattle last week, and it was a foolish position. The trends really favored the large number for Seattle, so it was a trend and a spot bet. However, sometimes in gambling, the elites are just elite, and that's what we may be talking about with the Ravens, where the saying of good teams win, but the great teams win and cover. And that's just what the Ravens are doing right now. They are just blowing cats out. This new offense, which was kind of struggling in camp and at the start of the season, has really settled in. Lamar is playing excellent because he's not sprinting for his life all the time, and he's staying in the pocket more and just pushing the ball downfield. So I like a lot of what I'm seeing from the Ravens. And, it figures I usually back them every year as Super Bowl favorites or division favorites. And this year I was out because they just kept, losing me money. But if anything, this was the year to purchase them. That all being said, I'm grabbing the 6 with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have arguably the best player in all of football, and that's Myles Garrett. Yeah, I said it. He should be an MVP contender. He is just such a difference maker on this Browns defense. I don't typically also like the Ravens, in particular Harbaugh, when he's a large favorite. All that being said, this is kind of the test, guys. It's a division game. You're getting way too many points with a defense this freaking good. Would not be surprised if the Browns won this game outright. You shouldn't be surprised either. I also could see the Ravens blowing them out because maybe they really have turned that elite true corner. And I guess my final kind of underscore here with this game is that it's too many points. You should back the Browns. And if we lose this bet, it's because we should be talking about the Ravens winning the Super Bowl this year and them being right up there with the Chiefs and the Eagles and anyone else that you think is the best team in the league. But for now, I'm going to fade them. I'm going to take the Browns. I'm going to take this defense and hope that Deshaun Watson doesn't kill us. So give me the Browns at 6. Wouldn't be surprised if a 6.5 popped up anywhere. I'm seeing a little bit of juice towards the +6 right now in a very public book. Otherwise, it's tucked in at the 6. So I'm just going to grab this now with the Cleveland Browns. First pick, rookies picks. Moving on to our second game here, we have the Texans at Bengals. The line is currently at 6.5, moving towards the 7. This game noon at Paycor Stadium. The public currently on the Bengals with the money on the Texans. So here in this scenario with the Bengals, last year and the year before that, when Joe Burrow took over, I was fading the Bengals repeatedly. I said they've got to come down to earth. It's just been too much positive regression out of them. And they made a fool of me time and time again. The Bengals, when they're hot, they're just hot, man. And we backed them last week. I backed them with the 49ers. And guess what? I'm backing them here. Give me the Bengals -6.5. You can take the 7. Hopefully you can grab the 6.5 before it moves to 7. It's kind of bouncing between the 2. Stroud breaking the rookie record, 5 tutties, balling out 400 plus yards. And that was great, but that was also at home. CJ Stroud, his home road splits, if you go back and look, not impressive. This is the same cat who just made the Panthers look good a week ago when the Panthers won outright versus the Texans. The Bengals, to me, this is the time to stay on the train. I said it last week. I'm not fading them when they're hot like this, when they're playing like this. Maybe I can fade them later in the season, but not right now. In the red zone, Cincinnati stands up. From a defensive standpoint, they're about middle of the road, but when you get to the red zone, that's when they anchor down. And conveniently enough, that's where Houston struggles. Houston does not do well when they get into the red zone. An older me would have been all over the Texans here before in the past, but I've learned my lesson with this Bengals team, and I'm just going to keep riding them until the number just gets too inflated. But right now, I feel like this is a good place to be. Stroud, fade him off of the game of a lifetime. Everyone's talking about it. Give me the Bengals. Eat the points. Second pick, Ricky's picks, my friends. And our third bet and final bet this week of Ricky's picks, we have the Jets at the Raiders. This line currently tucked in at the 1.5. Sunday Night Football at Allegiant Stadium. Public and money on the Raiders. My friends, I am once again asking you to back the New York Jets in prime time. Please don't walk away from the screen. Please come back. Please don't turn this off. Please come back. Please hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, please. The Raiders, with the new rookie quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, just won their proverbial Super Bowl. They were celebrating, having such a good time, having beaten Tommy, Buca de Talifaniano DeVito, beaten up on a bad Giants team, reeling. Josh McDaniels, the news breaking that he's out. This team hates him. We're getting all the dirty details about what's being said in the locker room. And the Raiders go out there and they slap the Giants around, a bad Giants team. And emotionally are probably celebrating, feeling so good about that win. This is a letdown spot for me for the Raiders. On the other side of the ball, we were backing the Jets last week. They had a bad game against the Chargers, some variance in there. I get it. But nothing has changed with the Jets. You're backing them now for the same reasons we backed them last week. You're trusting that defense, the better coach, the running game. I know it sucks backing Zach Wilson here, but the public is going to overreact to what we saw last week, which was the Raiders crushing the Giants. Now they're short dogs at home. The public's already all over them. And the Jets getting killed, essentially the final box score, by the Chargers. Everyone's going to be pissed at the Jets. You're probably pissed off. I'm telling you this right now to back them again, but nothing's changed. I still like this Jets team. I still like this short number. Wouldn't be surprised if it flipped and they were dogs, if more money comes pouring in. I don't care at all. Grab the 1.5 right now. Take them at any number you can get them at. Really, give me the Jets, Jets, please. Trust me on this. Third and final pick for these picks, my friends. We pushed last week. We look to come back up. Let's go 3-0. Let's go 2-1. Baby, come on. Give me them units. I know we can do this. As always, gamble responsibly. Keep betting the same unit size. Stay patient. Don't tilt. Relax. We can do this. We can still keep betting the Jets. Baby, this has been Ricky's picks for the Week 10 NFL 2023 season. And I will see all of you on Sunday Night Football. I'll see you on Sunday in the trenches.